This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. You ready for some winning Edmonton Oilers hockey? Well, we got it on Tuesday night, and we'll see if the Oilers can replicate that, of course, tonight against the, Philadelphia Flyers. The Phillies playing in the playoffs right now as we speak, so I assume we'll probably see some dual Flyers, dual Philly fans stopping by, getting updates on the hockey team while they watch the baseball team on the big screen at home or at the bar. Friends, as we get geared up, of course, the Oilers looking for win number 2 to go back to 500 on the season, and very easily could get there no problemo tonight against the Flyers, who don't necessarily have the best squad possible, but as well a very good young squad that is going to be made up of some very good heart and soul players for them going forward. As we get going here, friends, I will queue up the scoreboard in just a moment. We've got the lines. We've got a whole bunch to get to. I actually don't know what happened with the Edmonton Oilers today, simply because I did not have time to put together an effort into the research today, just based on work, being very busy today, non-stop all day long, which is never really necessarily a bad thing sometimes. We all wish work would pass by as quick as it did for me today. So there you go. There's the scoreboard. We're up and running. We're underway. And obviously lots more to come here in the next few minutes as well. Let's quickly go over to the Edmonton Oilers website and see what they've got for lines. While we await the arrival of the game, we've got Vinny Desharnais and Mr. Dylan Holloway on their way into the rink. Of course, it is Jack Campbell getting the start for the Edmonton Oilers this evening, and I'm looking to see if there is anything in terms of lines for the Edmonton Oilers. 2 hours ago, a couple hours ago, Heritage Classic stuff on what looks like a gray day in Edmonton. Looks like Jay Woodcroft talking pregame. So we go to Bob Stauffer, who had the lines earlier today on Oilers Now, or the 6:30 Chet City Ford Face-Off show. Bob Stauffer really doesn't have the lines out. Again, as far as I understood, Bob, there is no change in terms of the lineup this evening. So that's where we're at this evening, friends. I'm getting clowned on the chat there by Troy, as always. I think I said Tuesday, but I think I might have said Thursday. That might be my own problem right there. Being Tuesday for the Nashville Predators game for the Edmonton Oilers. Of course, coming home sick on that one and resting up and getting to watch the Oilers dummy a hockey team, like the Nashville Predators again in Nashville in their home rink. Doesn't matter at all. So, the Oilers are going to win that 10 times out of 10, and I think it was a good lineup of the schedule for the Oilers to be able to get that game against Nashville. As we get going, friends, welcome aboard. Glad to see everybody in the chat again. Epiphany, Troy, and Oilers Source, welcome aboard as we are ready to almost get things going here tonight. Obviously, starting a little later than usual. It's 5:17, so we got a little bit to go pregame yet. It's Jack Campbell versus Carter Hart. Carter Hart, who's 2-1 with a .235 goals against average and a .921 save percentage. So here's the thing with Mr. Jack Campbell. He brought his goals against average down to 3.43 because of getting lit up for 4.5 a game against the Vancouver Canucks in the season opener. But it brings up his save percentage to .915. So, you know what? For Jack Campbell, .915, we'll take that all day, every day. That's a pretty dang good number. So that's pretty exciting for us to see Mr. Jack Campbell back in the high 910s, which is good. And obviously tonight, hoping to send Carter Hart down a little ways below below 920. And Troy, as I'm reading your comment, I'm spacing out. Well, you thought I said it was Tuesday, but you thought you were tuning in an old video. Well, my friends, as long as I'm not living in some paradox world, we should be live on Thursday, I hope, because it's going to be a long haul tonight. It's a 5:30 game. There's still stuff to do after after the game tonight, so that's the other side too. It's going to be one of those interesting games to just sit back, relax, and enjoy the hockey game while it's on, because there's life to tend to after the fact. Of course, stuff to set up for work tomorrow and stuff to take care of at home, i.e. maybe doing laundry for the first time since leaving for Edmonton on Friday night. Who knows? I guess you could ask that. As we get going as well, friends, tonight I expect a little quieter of a stream, right? Not nationally televised, not the season opener. The Oilers aren't 3-0 to start the year, so I'd expect we maybe see something a little bit different in terms of how the live stream went. I was really blown away with how things looked after the first live stream of the year there on the season opener. Definitely did not expect that. And, well, you know what? We got a good one, so can't mind that at all. And two, for the Oilers, I mean, you know what? The whole season opener, home opener didn't go your way, but end of the day, Nashville did. And just like that, Leon Draisaitl is leading the Edmonton Oilers with a grand total of 7 points through 3 games. Bouchard has 4 assists, so the man is more than point per game, which is what we've all kind of talked about, right? We expect Evan Bouchard to be a point per game D-man in the NHL this year. Well, 4 divided by 3 times 82, just to give you an update on what that would mean for Evan Bouchard, is 109 points. So if we see Evan Bouchard score a couple more assists tonight, things could look really, really, really good for Evan Bouchard and the Edmonton Oilers power play. So as we continue along here, friends, they've got Misplays of the Month on the telecast right now. It's 5:20 local time in Alberta, so we got a little bit of ways to go yet, and then we will be off and running for tonight's live stream. So obviously the Oilers looking for an early afternoon, well, it's 7:30 in Philadelphia, but early evening, late afternoon for us, so we'll see how it turns out. The Oilers sitting 6th in the Pacific Division currently. To look at the standings, I guess you'd say, where they're sitting in the conference too. They're sitting in 11th in the conference, so definitely outside of a playoff spot right now with only 2 points, and trying to see who's lining up to be looking good to start the year. Obviously, Ottawa's leading the Atlantic. You've got Carolina leading the Metropolitan. You've got Philly in the wild card spot there. Colorado's 3-0, so is Vegas 4-0 to start things out. Vegas scoring 15 goals to allowing 5 goals against. So again, they're starting out just as hot as always. And for the Edmonton Oilers, sitting 5th in the wild card chase with 2 points. But again, tonight, Vancouver goes up against Tampa Bay. If Vancouver were to lose, the Oilers, as long as they score some goals tonight, could potentially find their way into 2nd in the Pacific Division just like that. So as well, though, the Calgary Flames play, so should they win, they actually take 2nd. So things still jumbling up as much as possible early on, and I think too you'll see what the Oilers do this game in the next few weeks, and then really start to figure it out from there. Because if the Oilers can go out there, get on a 5-6 game win streak, and then lose one, and then go on another 4 or 5 game heater, I think you'll all of a sudden see the Oilers start settling into those top 2 spots in the division and see what happens from there. So hopefully the Oilers figure that out. But as we get going, friends, obviously too, it's just about tonight. It's about going out there winning against Philadelphia. I know Philadelphia, I don't think is as scary as they have been historically of a team. And this year, I don't know what the expectations are in Philadelphia, but I expect they will be kind of those kind of mid-pack team. Maybe make the playoffs if they have a really good year. Probably not. I don't know. Depends maybe on Carter Hart. Guess we will find out. So, all right. What do we got going on here, friends? I'm just not even going to indulge in the chat right now. You guys are on Planet Ridiculous over there. I appreciate it, but let's see what we got going. What do we got? I don't think there's anything really that we need to find out here. Like I said, Vinny Desharnais is in the lineup tonight. UC Saros gets the start for the Predators in their game tonight. And like I said, too, it is Jack Campbell getting the start for the Edmonton Oilers, of course, this evening. And Justin, I guess to answer your question there, it would be simply, I'm hoping Jack Campbell comes back-to-back performances, lights out. I mean, yeah, he allowed a goal against Nashville, but he was fantastic all the way around against Nashville, and a big reason why they won. The team knows that for sure. So it'll be interesting to see if the Edmonton Oilers get that same effort from Jack Campbell tonight and the same results. So Trying to figure out what this replay was for the Montreal Alouettes here, but yeah, no, it's one of those things. You need the goaltending to be good all year, and obviously back-to-back games to start the year would not be a bad situation for it if Jack Campbell could obviously get it done for them this evening in terms of just going in and really dominating right out of the gate, right? Like, come out, make the saves like he did against Nashville, let the team light it up, and then obviously go out there and shut it down in the third period. Nashville put up, 40-plus shots. There's a reason Jack Campbell's up over 910 save percentage, now sitting at 915. So, again, we'll see what that brings for him late in this one tonight, once we kind of know what the scores are looking like. But as we get going, friends, it's going to be one of those games tonight where I think you have a weaker team up front and on defense than the Philadelphia Flyers, but you got a pretty elite goaltender in terms of Carter Hart. So when it comes to just beating down on the Philadelphia Flyers, you just have to make the defense make mistakes, kind of what other teams do to us, right? Expose the defense and go out there and light up the goaltender. And if the Oilers can do that tonight, we're going to be just fine. I think that's part and parcel of what the book was against Nashville, and I think that'll be what the book again against the Edmonton Oilers is tonight. Give me just a second here. I know I haven't done this in a long while, but I'm kind of sitting here all day. And to be honest with you, I'm sitting here thinking about it all like a day. I've got a kind of a guava Doritos pop in my car right now, but I'll tell you right now, I'm going to crush a grape crush. Feels really good, kind of mouth's hankering for a little something sweet, so get that going and sit back and enjoy, maybe get a little sugar going, and see what happens. And just reply to the texts that come in. Of course, as soon as I hit that live button, everything comes aboard. Yeah, let's see. Let's cover that off. Yeah, good to go. Okay, is there anything we are missing here, friends? I'm going to comb the old internet machine here and see if there's anything we happen to be missing, but I don't think there is. No, I really don't think there is. I think we're doing okay here. Yeah, I don't think there's much at all to worry about for the Oilers game tonight. I think, too, there will be a little less fanfare than normal because, simply put, for the Oilers on a Thursday night game out on the East Coast in Philadelphia, 5:30 p.m. start here locally, there really isn't much to be said for this one because we're all just getting off work. Like I said, it was tough to fire up the live stream as quick as I did. We got it done, though, which is great. That's always a good start, but now it's a question of seeing if it works out well for us this evening. Of course, the Oilers trying to do their thing this evening. So let me go here, and I just need to quickly fire up a little bit of the back end here. I don't have anything back end as of yet, and I'm wondering where all the whole audience is. Everybody's over there on the Oilers Nation, it looks like, pre-gaming, which is no problem. Good to see the old Oilers sphere of entertainment in terms of YouTube has come alive the past few months. That's been fantastic. It's been a big change, but I will tell you, things look better than ever on YouTube for Oilers content, which is really, really exciting. So let's quickly take a look over here, and there we go. Okay, we should be ready to rock and roll. Yeah, we should be in for a good one tonight. Yeah, Epiphany, we're expecting the temperatures to drop by a grand total of 26 degrees between Thursday through Sunday in Edmonton. With snow early next week, yeah, it's not a big deal. I'm not too worried about winter as of now. It's obviously October 19th. If we get a little snow in October, that's never really a problem for me. I'm not never minding too much snow in October, so we should be fine and dandy for the start of hockey season here. Obviously, right? It's hockey season. If it snows, I'm good with that. That's no big deal. So, to the Heritage Classic. What would be the Heritage Classic without of actual snow on the ground. Hopefully they aren't putting any fake snow or anything down. So as long as there's a little skiff of snow, I'd be pretty jacked up about that. Or if there was a little snow pregame or whatever, that wouldn't be a bad thing at all, right? I'll take it, is I guess what I'm trying to say, long run short of it. There we go. And realistically too, down here in southern Alberta, we're not really expecting too much in terms of temperature drop, but we're expecting over the next few days kind of gets chillier, kind of starts snowing, but down here it snows a little bit more around 0 than I think it does in Edmonton. Seems like it's very volatile around here, especially this time of year. It can all of a sudden be raining and then it's snowing sideways, so we'll see if that ends up being the case here for the weekend. But again, this weekend, what is there to do? I got Friday night, not much. Saturday, I got to go out to Olds and check out, of course, you saw the photo from the Pete Knight Memorial Arena in Crossfield. Been, well, kind of working on a little side project with a minor hockey team in Crossfield, Carstairs, and Didsbury, and I'm excited to show you that once the project is complete. And secondarily, too, Saturday, go out there and get prepped up for the next weekend. A little Halloween party to get to as well. So we'll see how that all works out. Maybe not repeat past mistakes, I guess you could say. And yes, definitely, Tuuk will be very, very key for the Heritage Classic for the Oilers on October 29th. And I will tell you, I will be wearing my old girl Tuuk there. She's seen better days, I guess you could say. That poor thing's been through the wash more times than I count since 2016. So I'm excited to see how it holds up, I guess you could say, as Gene Principe gets going here. And is that since 2016? Hold on, I'm gonna have to give me a second. Gene Principe just flipped live. I guess we're live here, catching the greats. Leon Draisaitl, 128 power play goals, franchise record. The glove roof job there against UC Saros early on in the game. And yeah, no, it's been a good start for Jack Campbell and softballs. Yes, I hit a lot of lows in the summer, let me tell you. Jack Campbell doing his thing against the Nashville Predators. Having a ball, 43 saves versus Nashville, so he got credit for a few more than it looked like post-game. But yeah, Jack Campbell able to do his thing against Nashville, and we're hoping again tonight he does it for us against the Philadelphia Flyers. That would be absolutely huge, and hopefully he can do the job. And for Philadelphia, right, they're just looking to try and win another hockey game. They've obviously had a very good start to the year, being 2-1, kind of the inverse of where we're at 1-2. Jack Michaels, Louis DeBrusque ready to call this game for us this evening. And this regional broadcast flips over to almost live time, which is going to be exciting to once again be able to sit down and watch an earlier Oilers game. Never mind that on a weekday, being able to, excuse me, wait, that is not good. Come home and sit back and relax, right? That's always a good time. So we'll see how that all works out here. But obviously it worked out very well against the Predators on Tuesday. And the nice part is I've heard multiple sources, like I think Luke Gazdic was the first guy to say it the other day, and then as well today Bob Stauffer repeating the comments from Luke Gazdic saying the Oilers' top 9 looked as balanced as it ever has of an attack, despite having Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid on the same line. And I mean, that I would echo myself as well. I thought it was a fantastic effort from the Edmonton Oilers in that first period. And then again, just not necessarily coasting home, but keeping the pressure on Nashville. Goaltender's running hot, let him make some saves, get his confidence up, and it worked well for the Oilers against Nashville, and hopefully we can kind of run the same playbook here against Philadelphia and every other team down the stretch of this season, honestly. At the end of the day, all I care about when it comes to the Edmonton Oilers, run up the score, make some saves, and win some hockey games. And if you're going to do that 3 out of 4 nights a week, you're going to be in the playoffs. So hopefully it hopefully it works out for the Edmonton Oilers tonight again in the city of brotherly love. Again, too, just to give you an update on how it's rolling in the MLB this evening. Philadelphia playing a baseball game, so our Flyers fans might be a little preoccupied. It's 1-1 going into the, ninth inning right now between Philadelphia and Arizona. So, yeah, we might have some competition for sports watching on YouTube tonight. I'm sure there's some illegal live streams of the Flyers game, or Phillies game up and available, so I'm sure there's a ton of Flyers fans that will be up and watching that. So we should have a pretty solid game to watch ourselves here tonight on the channel. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got going on. I'm going to flip over to live chat because it feels like I'm missing some folks, but no, it's Epiphany and other source keeping us going in the chat. Troy in here earlier, Justin popping on by. Ask who I expect is going to be popping off tonight. And, I expect Jack Michaels to be popping off if it's a good game tonight. Obviously, he'll be looking to light it up as he did against Nashville, and we'll see how it all works out this evening. Oh, Canada, the first anthem this evening. This game taking place in the United States, of course, and then we'll see what the Oilers are capable of producing right out of the gate to begin this one this evening. Lauren Hart with the anthem for the Philadelphia Flyers this evening. And friends, welcome aboard. If you're just tuning in, I'm seeing we've got a couple of friends joining us this evening a little later into the broadcast so far. We're about 21 minutes in this evening, but thank you and welcome aboard. And I'm excited to have you the rest of the way home, hopefully, as we get geared up to have ourselves a good little hockey game here tonight, let me tell you. I think the Oilers, it looks like they're going to be starting Draisaitl, Kane, and McDavid, so they're looking for that hot start right out of the gate once again. That's exciting, and let's go get it and maybe get that second line a goal right off the hop again too tonight. So hopefully for the Oilers, they can find a way to light it up like 3-0 after the first period. But again, every time I ask for that, it goes backwards and works against me. So maybe not the case I'm hoping for this evening. We'll find out here shortly. Just going through anthems as we currently stand, and then we should be ready to rock and roll here. And I feel bad for my friends that have tuned into the Edmonton Oilers versus Vancouver Canucks live stream from, of course, the start of the season. That was a very successful live stream, and I'd like to hopefully repeat that multiple times throughout this early part of the season. That would be fantastic. SMC, welcome in. What's been happening with the Oilers Fanatic live streams? Well, Patrick and Toff will be back here soon. I can guarantee that. Early in the season last year, you got to remember they were live streaming the weekend games, and when you got two people, you got two schedules to schedule, and as well, Patrick's got that big post-game show that, that's some of the best analysis you're going to get as well from the fan perspective, so keep that in mind. You'll hear from Patrick later on this evening, I can guarantee you that. All right, just going through the Star Spangled Banner at Wells Fargo Center. I think it's still called Wells Fargo Center. At least I hope so, because I will probably refer to it as Wells Fargo Center several times tonight. Don't you worry. And could you just quit? Could you? Yeah, just go down. Yeah, you're being a distraction. You. But as we get going here as well, Sean Couturier, I believe, is back in the lineup for the Philadelphia Flyers, so that's a big addition for them, and we'll see how that turns out. Little one in the stands, very, very juiced up about that, but hopefully it all works out for the Edmonton Oilers this evening. Like I said, it's just about going out there and repeating that Nashville effort, and I would like to see the Oilers do that with some authority for sure. So 2.8. There we go. So far off and running, 5.6 hours on the stream. Good to go. Don't mind that at all. We should be off for what'll be a hot start to this one, hopefully from the Edmonton Oilers. I keep building it up, but we'll see what comes on happening here. But there it is. And Patrick comes on into the chat. There you go. You like to see it, Patrick. Good evening to you, my friend. As we are ready to start this one. Jack Campbell 1-1-0. 343, 915. Those are the numbers you need to know about Jack Campbell to kick this one off this evening. We'll see what happens for him. And of course, the Edmonton Oilers. Carter Hart pushing over to the crease here with a 2-1-0, 235, 921, and a 1 in that shutout column. Carter Hart feeling good after the last one, but hopefully it works out for the Oilers' favor that he had the shutout last game and not this game. Laura, good evening to you as well, as we are ready to start the game right away here. Connor McDavid lines up almost immediately at center ice as soon as the camera cuts, and Sean Couturier goes rifling right down to the dot. He ties it up against McDavid. Draisaitl wins it back to Bouchard. Giddy up, let's go. The Oilers, Evander Kane flips it to the near side blue line. Doesn't really find any stick useful, and the Flyers were able to play it back down to Carter Hart, who goes into the corner. Kane erases his man, as he often does in the first shift of the game, throwing a heavy check and making his presence known early. Not that it's really equated to much at all early, and that will be offside for the Oilers, as Leon Draisaitl kind of gets taken down. And, well, guess what? He lost an edge there and skidded all the way into the boards. And end of the day, rough first shift for the Oilers' first line, but that doesn't mean much at all, as I think they're going to get things going here right off the hop with the second line, the line that was running pretty hot, 5-on-5 for the Oilers all night against Nashville. The Flyers tip it into the Oilers' end, but this one's going to be battled back into the middle of the ice, and that's going to be led ahead by the Flyers, cut off there by Darnell Nurse, chipped back to the blue line of the Oilers. Flyers retain possession down low in the Oilers' zone, in behind the net. Battle there for the puck, comes to the near side dot. It's going to work off the boards for Stahl. Stahl plays it down low. Spun around, the Flyers still have it in behind. Cody Ceci good to not take a penalty. Nice! First save from Jack Campbell. Squares up the shooter, and again, similar to what he did early on in that game against Nashville, makes a beautiful blocker save and keeps a puck that he used to let in for the Oilers out of the net. And right now, the Flyers obviously starting things off the right way, I guess you could say. And this one's coming back down into the Oilers' end. Down low into the far side corner, back in behind the Flyers, fired it back into the slot. Nice recovery at the blue line, keeps the puck in. And the Flyers are rolling around here. The Oilers kind of back on their heels, tipped in front, cut off there by the long reach of Vinny Desharnais. And here comes Zach Hyman on the chip and chase. Oh, no, sorry, that's Connor Brown. Chip and chase with Ryan McLeod, as the Flyers regroup in behind their own net. Now a turnover here. Oh, mishandled by Dylan Holloway. He shoves his man off the puck. Connor Brown, first one to it. Back to the blue line. Fake shot there by Ekholm. Shot fired, blocked in front. Lands on the tape of Evan Bouchard. And the Oilers and Flyers getting going here early, as now the Oilers starting to set up a little bit of zone time. Deflected down towards the net. Dylan Holloway, not so purposely but accidentally, comes on and hits Carter Hart a little bit. Just nudges him, doesn't knock him down to the ice. Puck comes back behind the Oilers' net. This one's going to be in possession for Mattias Ekholm. He loses it right in front. Good thing there's three Oilers right in front, and that's going to be Matthias Janmark spinning it to the benches, trying to find an open Adam Ernie. He can't do it. It gets past Mattias Ekholm on the dump into the Oilers' zone. Jack Campbell around to Bouchard, tipped out by Janmark, fired back in by the Flyers, who are offside with Jack Campbell chasing. This one now picked up by Evan Bouchard in behind the net. He's got 17:23 to work with here in this first period. Bouchard, nice first pass ahead. The Oilers in flight, missed at the blue line by Kane. That's not going to cost them. And they are going to call it icing, even though I believe Draisaitl beat him to the puck. But I think it had something to do with the puck bouncing off the side of the net. All right, friends, as we get going here tonight, of course, SMC, thank you for the kind comments. And am I going to show the game? Unfortunately, I cannot show the game, friends. For those of you wondering back home, it is copyright material. If I show the game, I lose my channel. Not interested in doing that. So I'll keep you up to date with the play-by-play. That's my pleasure. Cody Ceci, Evan Bouchard on the ice together. A mixed up D pair right now because of the icing call. The Flyers taking advantage. They've got the puck in behind the net. That's going to be a nice retrieval there by Cody Ceci. Backhanded ahead by Leon Draisaitl down towards the net. Evander Kane can't win the battle, nor can Connor McDavid. And the Flyers are going to get back going the other way. Across the line, Cody Ceci checks the man, Sean Couturier, and that frees up Leon Draisaitl, who, I mean, just whiffed on that pass, and bad. That was really rough. But 16:31 to go here in this first period. Edmonton and Philadelphia, 0-0 so far. One shot for Philadelphia. So, yeah, the Oilers don't have a shot in this game, but through 3.5, despite not having the best start. The Oilers only technically so far given up 1 shot. So, and Jack Campbell looking good on that. The Oilers batting this one off the half wall, going back in behind the net now. Zach Hyman's going to go chase and win the battle. Of course, he initiates contact first and won it to Nugent Hopkins. Couldn't win it ahead though there, and now the Flyers going to chip it to the near side boards. This one's batted off the glass and out to Zach Hyman, who's racing down the boards. He can't do it. 15:55 to go in this first period, and the Oilers still looking for their first shot here in this one. This is going to be off the sideboards. The Oilers played ahead. No offside there for the Flyers. Leading back the other way. Here comes Dylan Holloway splitting up the middle. Now to the outside, far side. He's going to bat it off the boards in this one. Right in front, Ryan McLeod can't cash the backdoor one-timer on his good side. Here's Bouchard now over to Ekholm. The crush of a shot. Glove save. Carter Hart, and we will have a face-off in the Flyer zone. The Oilers level the shot department 1-1. Just over 4.5 as we are underway in this one. So not too bad at all, but that McLeod line, that all 3 lines, the top 3 lines have looked really good here the past, what do you want to say, 65 minutes of hockey, I guess. Holloway is a really good skater. He's a good stick handler too, right? He can kind of be deceptive with that puck, so good credit to him on that shift. As the Oilers get to work here, they send over the second line. Goes down low is this 4th line? Yeah, this is the 4th line. Adam Ernie, Matthias Janmark, and Derek Ryan. Sorry, I read Derek Ryan's number is number 18, as this one is chipped into the corner. Janmark's going to win the battle, but not get it past the defenseman. Helped out there by Matthias Ekholm, who keeps it in for a brief second, bobbles out to center ice. Evan Bouchard, bad pass over to Ernie, but Ernie collects and is able to keep it ahead. This is going to be batted off the boards and back into the middle of the ice. Here come the Flyers in on the attack after the turnover at center ice. And Jack Campbell, you know it, he's got the save. That's his 2nd of the night. And of course, his 45th in the last 65 minutes. Jack Campbell, I don't want to curse it yet, but he's looking good again tonight. Another beautiful glove save where he makes just a little point of saying, I got this, boys. Go out there and get one for me. And that's just it. Jack Campbell, 2 good saves, a blocker stop and a glove stop to start this one. And so far, so good for Soupy to begin this hockey game. 14:44 to go after the face-off win for the Oilers. They're going to try and escape their zone. Bad turnover. Don't worry about it. Jack Campbell, my man's got the save, and he is good to go. His 3rd shot face this game. And yet another save. Terrible turnover from the Edmonton Oilers, to be honest with you. But again, Jack Campbell, no problemo. Is just a bad play there by Evander Kane to kind of draw to the backhand, allow the poke check to happen, and then the Philadelphia Flyers quick on the draw to get the shot on net. Jack Campbell, 43 saves Tuesday versus the Predators, as Darnell Nurse will fire this up the boards. Nothing happening there. Now here comes Evander Kane in on the attack for the Oilers. Nice little quick pickup, and he got around the zone rather quick. Dumps it off to Draisaitl. Draisaitl's going to dump it back down low to Kane. Kane is going to play this one to McDavid. McDavid battling with Kane along the boards there, trying to free up this puck. Now in comes Leon Draisaitl. Nice keep in there by Ceci. Takes a whack at it. Can't keep it in though. And Sean Couturier across the Flyers line. Nice pickup there though by Kane as it was loose outside of the Oilers end. The shot gloved down by Carter Hart or something. It just kind of hit him and he didn't know where it was, but he had it frozen. So that is pretty solid there for the Edmonton Oilers. A good shot there, and you know what? You survive 2 dangerous chances in front of your own net, and then your goaltender makes some saves, and you get a shot back the other way just a few moments later. Don't mind that at all, friends. Welcome aboard as we're getting things fired up this evening. Obviously, the Oilers looking for that first goal. They need to get a little bit of effort going to start, but same right, testing out your goalie early and seeing he's still got the goods from last game. Don't mind me. As we go here, friends, yeah, to be honest with you, it's been a good start, but I think it's going to be a good finish for the Edmonton Oilers tonight if they can kind of keep with the Flyers all first period, go out there and do their thing here to obviously win this hockey game. And Jack Campbell's starting good. That's going to be a good start all day, every day. As well, let's see what we have. Yeah, we're talking about it. as we're talking about it, honestly, it's I see a lot about the depth, toughness in the Oilers organization being in the chat. That's always in the chat at pretty much every game. End of the day is we all talked about the Oilers not being tough enough even with Klim Shady in the lineup and clamoring to get Klim Shady back. I mean, that's not going to change really not much at the end of the day because Klim Kostin gets to play in the Edmonton Oilers uniform last year 6 minutes a night. And unfortunately, if the coaches don't trust you to make the right plays, you're not going to get the ice time. So yeah, you can like the toughness and all, but if you're not accountable enough to make the right plays, it's going to be tough to go out there and get ice time. So hopefully for the Oilers, they find somebody, and I think they will find somebody. I think somebody's on waivers today in Zach McEwen. I mean, what would it hurt to pick up potentially Zach McEwen on waivers? I think that's something you very well could do. And there's plenty of potential, right? It's game 3 of the season, 4 of the season, and the Oilers are 1-2 and have yet to really be pushed around per se, right? Nobody's taken a run at Connor McDavid that nobody stood up for. Vinny Desharnais had a scrap right off the start. Adam Ernie had a scrap last game, and I'm not worrying too much about this Oilers toughness. We're back to play, however, and this one's going to come back the other way for Zach Hyman, who's going to lead into the Flyers zone, try to beat his man wide. In fact, it works out as a good, gorgeous play to the wall, ends up working for him. Now Warren Foegele trying to win the battle, gets it back to the blue line. Here's Desharnais playing it down low to Foegele. He's going to backhand it into the middle, can't get it going there, and that's going to come back now for the Flyers who get it across the line. They're looking to attack the zone and get started here as a shot drifts towards the net, but nothing happens. This one again to the near side boards, though far side, as the Flyers complete a line change in the Oilers zone. Just one guy getting into the attack. That's Lawton firing the shot and being denied by Jack Campbell, who has his 4th save of the game. We like to see it. So there it is. And obviously too, yeah, it's tough for the Oilers here allowing a line change like that and a shot down Broadway, but good to see Mr. Jack Campbell doing his thing right off the hop. So let's see what we can get. 13:08 to go here in this first period. 4-2 the shots on net. Konechny wins the face-off for the Flyers. Shot drifts towards the net. Glove save Jack Campbell. We'll do it again. Face-off to his left. So just like that, Jack Campbell, a couple key glove stops right off this hop, and he's obviously looking to make a couple of saves this period. Maybe settle in for 10 or 11 shots, make them all, and good to go. Flyers win off the face-off, lose it out of the zone though on a mishandle at the blue line. This one's going to be punched back into the Oilers zone. Coming chasing after it is Evan Bouchard. He can't seem to get there. Matthias Ekholm after it as well. Ryan McLeod, though, is going to come up with this puck to the near side. Now Evan Bouchard kicks it off his boots and ahead and almost springing it free. Squeezing behind the defender was Dylan Holloway, and now chasing it into the zone is Connor Brown, as he kept the Philadelphia Flyers at bay for a few extra seconds, who dump it all the way down to Jack Campbell. Matthias Ekholm under dress. Nice, calm, steady pass. Now to the near side. Evan Bouchard skating across the blue line. Dumps it back to Brown. He'll rim it around the boards to the far side. Nice win there by Adam Ernie, who decides to dump it back down low to Carter Hart. Carter Hart plays it off to the defender, and the Oilers are backing away, chasing it into their own defensive zone. Darnell Nurse. Nice quick play along the boards to get it out. Adam Ernie, though, stumbles at the blue line, and Jack Campbell stumbled that too, but makes a huge save with the aforementioned in the chat, Nicolas Delorier, crashing the net, looking for a little bit of garbage time in front. So, yeah, no, hopefully the Oilers get a couple of shots here, respond to this Flyers opportunity here of the past minute and a half of this game. And Delorier with a good shot on net that Jack Campbell just struggled to hold. Not really behind him, just in front of him. It was juggling. And 2-0-0 when out-shooting opponents this year are the Philadelphia Flyers, while the Flyers have 2 wins. So it's kind of a misleading stat in that side of things. But again, something to watch for the Oilers, who are down 6-2 in the shot department with 11:54 to go here in this first period of play. How about Connor McDavid to the backhand over to Evander Kane, who couldn't get free. I was chirping one of my buddies there at hockey practice last night. Shot fired, save made, Draisaitl the rebound, and all of a sudden the top line's buzzing around rebound. Shot again for the Oilers. Couldn't cash it. Here comes Cody Ceci down the wing trying to keep that puck alive, and now he's caught up ice. 2-on-1 Philadelphia. Connor McDavid to the attack. Save made by Jack Campbell. What a sequence. How about this? Leon Draisaitl back the other way right now trying to split through the defenders. Pushed off the puck there. He'll stand up and get to the attack as he tries to defend the Flyers coming up the ice. He does, as the Oilers dumped it all the way on, or the Flyers dumped it all the way onto the Oilers' sticks in their own zone. Here's Vinny Desharnais. He's going to pick this one up from in behind the net. Desharnais will play it across to the far side. Zach Hyman goes down the wing trying to do this. He's trying to win it back. Can't do it. Flyers coming back the other way now against the Oilers' bottom D pair. Kulak battling there. He's going to try and find this puck. He will do it. Free now to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who will play right in front to Warren Foegele, looking for that tip. Couldn't do it. And here's Zach Hyman. Shot right on Carter Hart from an awkward angle. And Hart makes the save. The Oilers have 4 shots. And just like that, all of a sudden, we're starting to rock and roll here that fast. So the Oilers doing their thing. That's not a bad thing at all. Obviously, that was just a near miss there from Evander Kane. So you'd like to see, too, the Oilers start finishing those backdoor 2-on-1 opportunities. And Leon Draisaitl just missed, just hit a man in front. Or he could have had a little something for the first goal of the game right there for the 4th game in a row. We're back to action almost, as Ryan McLeod's going to be waved out of the face-off dot by the looks of it, or a defenseman's ushered off. I'm not sure what, but here comes Dylan Holloway. Connor McDavid, 25 points in 13 career games against the Flyers. And this one right off the middle of the ice. And how about that? Big save there made by Carter Hart as Dylan Holloway getting thrown around in front of the net, but he stands his own, and 10:30 to go here in this first period. My goodness, good to see the Oilers coming out a little bit more alive here in the last 2 minutes or so, as we're hopefully going to see them do their thing here down the stretch in this first period. They kind of dominated that first bit of the first period against Nashville. Nice to see them finish it off here late in this first period if they could. The Flyers back to neutral territory. They're going to get checked off the ice there as Dylan Holloway comes up with this puck. He'll play it back to the defenders. Brett Kulak over to Vinny Desharnais. Desharnais up along the boards, turns it over to Philadelphia, who rifles it into the zone. Far side, nice recovery there by Philadelphia. Almost a set play on that one, knowing the board bounces at home. This one D to D. The Flyers try to keep it in. They do. They'll fire it on down low to Vinny Desharnais, who loses that puck, comes right in front. The Flyers couldn't handle it. And Dylan Holloway gets it over to Connor Brown, who turns it over. And that's been the problem here for the Oilers. Careless with those little easy passes ahead. Here comes Dylan Holloway. One more rush up the ice. He's getting hooked and wrecked. And Travis Konechny doing his thing. Doing Travis Konechny things, I guess you could say. And able to, well, knock Dylan Holloway off the puck and spell his shift done. As this one a backhand opportunity, and now all of a sudden we've got a little battle in behind as Garnett Hathaway takes his helmet off and takes some shots into the midsection of Matthias Ekholm, who he threw right off the side of the net. But Jack Campbell, in that mess there at the side of the net, made another save, and the Oilers continue to get save after save after save from Jack Campbell, who is now really starting to look good. And we're halfway through this first period of play, friends. So welcome aboard. If you're just tuning in, I'm going to take a quick second to run upstairs. I'm going to run you an ad and, of course, leave you on the subscribe ad for just a brief moment. So be right back. All right, let's rock and roll, friends. My apologies. Just a quick run upstairs for a little something to munch on. Stomach is a dying. All right, we've got a couple of friends joining us this evening. Toastical, welcome in. Ace, welcome in. I didn't catch you earlier. DEA is what I'm going to call you. Welcome in as well. And we're going to rock and roll here into commercial break, obviously, for the Oilers. Not the best of starts, but also not the worst of starts so far. It's been a good go for the Edmonton Oilers, and we'd like to see them just go out there and rock it the rest of the way home. So hopefully they can get it done here against the Flyers in this first period. Sorry, I kind of ran up and down the stairs a little faster than I usually do. Yikes. But yeah, it's been a good start for both goaltenders, I guess you could say. And the Oilers' puck management, not exactly the best so far. We'll review those stats here in a matter of moments here once this period ends, that's for sure. As this one won back by the Oilers off the face-off, we're going to get it flipped back into the neutral zone. Trying to bat it down was Adam Ernie. And that's kind of the MO. You'll see the fourth line get a lot of shifts in the first period, and then they will kind of disappear as the mid-section to late section of the game get underway. This one chased across the line. Carter Hart trying to play the puck, and he will, pretty much freeze it up. And this one now, all of a sudden, a little pushing and shoving between Adam Ernie and Nicolas Deslauriers in the corner, following that freeze from Carter Hart. I assume Nicolas Deslauriers is going to get into something with somebody here at some point. Seems like he's really looking for it to some degree this evening, so it'll be interesting to see what ends up happening. So 9:09 to go in this first period. 7-6 the shots for Philly now, right? They were leading 6-2 just a few moments ago, and now they're up 7-2, so that's not necessarily a bad thing at all. We got a good situation happening here. The Oilers fighting back in this middle part of the first period. This one off the boards. The Oilers cut it off there in the neutral zone. Draisaitl plays it right onto the tape of Kane. Kane will play it through to Connor McDavid. Nice pass that even fooled Connor McDavid because he's not used to Evander Kane making those early this season. Kane will take it off the blade, McDavid off the blade of Draisaitl. Flipped up there on the pass was the defender, and this one will come back to the blue line there as this one is worked by Ceci, and now Draisaitl over to Nurse. The shot fired. Oh, tipped in front. I thought it was going back corner. Oh, yeah, I thought we had a goal there, but this one's going to be tipped down high stick against the Oilers, and we will have a stoppage in play. So that's it. That's all. We have another stoppage in play. McDavid on the bench. He's a little upset. He thought he had a little something going there, but couldn't quite get into that second gear around the defender. Flyers win the faceoff off of the blue line of the Oilers zone. This one flopped into the Oilers zone by Philly. Bad turnover there by Brett Kulak. Allows the Flyers now to maybe set up his own opportunity. Vinny Desharnais taking care of his man. His man's doing nothing much other than trying to draw a penalty, and Desharnais is just trying to get his stick free. He did. No penalty against Desharnais, and now Nugent Hopkins will get into flight. A nice pass by Desharnais over to Nuge, who's going to skate ahead. Now onto the stick of Brett Kulak. Kulak to the backhand, looking in front. He's got a shot coming from the far side. Rebound in front. Comes to Zach Hyman, top of the dot. Shot fired. Couldn't get the bounce that needed to go in the back of the net there for this second line. All of a sudden, bodies flying all over in the Flyers zone as Warren Foegele comes to the puck, trying to attack, and the Oilers found a little something in that Flyers zone for just a brief moment. This one's going to be batted back down and behind the Oilers net, but that second line had something going, and now you're going to probably load up the third line and get them across the ice. Here comes Dylan Holloway. He's coming in on the icing call, and it will be back into the Oilers' end just like that. So here's the thing. The Oilers have had some good brief moments, but they've been brief at best, and they haven't been very bright at most times, right? You have those bounces that are just going the wrong way at the side of the net. But again, you got to work a little harder. You got to have a few more bright spots to get those bounces. That was something Jack and Louie talked about in the game against Nashville, and I'm sure we will see it this evening against Philadelphia at some point. And I assume too we'll see a couple more friends stop on by to say hi once the Phillies game ends if it hasn't ended already. This one to the far side boards. Here's into the corner now. Dylan Holloway is going to go in behind the net to Connor Brown. Bad pass off his skates. And now Bouchard recollects, bounces into the corner freely for Ryan McLeod. Lost the battle against the boards, but might get the turnover here as the Flyers and Oilers tangle up behind. Carter Hart goes to the far side boards. Holloway steals the puck away. Now over to Bouchard, who's going to walk into the shot off the blocker. I thought he was about to label that thing, but that's been a good little line there for the Oilers again in this game. Another strong start for them, who have now evened up the shot department 7-7. Here comes Matthias Janmark with a very quick steal off the defender's stick in behind the Flyers net, and then promptly gives it right back to the Flyers, who quickly usher it over to the zone back into the Oilers' end. Oilers, though, same thing, right back the other way, and here comes Janmark down the right wing. He's driving in the net, shot on, Carter Hart the save. Carter Hart's going to have the chance to goalie, and that's not really called getting goalie. That's called being shut down by a star goalie. And obviously, too, Carter Hart's looking to do that, coming off of a 25-save shutout last time out. This one backhanded into the Oilers' zone. Jack Campbell, to his credit, 7 saves so far in this one. 5:55 to go. We're scoreless in the early go of this hockey game. The shot drifted in from the far side, knocked down in front. The Flyers played to the far side, and I mean, this camera guy is in way too tight on this one, trying to micromanage where that puck's going to go. And obviously he's missed a couple of key pieces of action so far here. Again, early part of the season, we're all learning. We're all going to do better by the time playoffs comes around. This one flipped into the Oilers' offensive zone. Here's Drysdale on the attack. He has absolutely run into the boards and knocked down Kane back to the attack. Here's Drysdale taking a second run at this puck. Comes free at the blue line. Ekholm over to Connor McDavid. The shot off the blocker of Carter Hart. And this will be back to the blue line. Bouchard over to Ekholm. Ekholm back to Bouchard. Bouchard winding up. He's going to drift a shot down. Maybe looking for that shot pass. But that one never finds its way through. And now this one across the blue line and shot down in below the Oilers' goal line, where the Oilers again retrieve the puck at the half wall, play it back below the goal line, and come up the ice. Connor McDavid, the shot deflects wide of the net. Just Connor's starting to gear it up. You saw it the last shift out, and now this shift he's really started. Vinny Desharnais rides his man in the boards, takes him hard, and still doesn't end up with the puck for the effort. The shot down behind the net. The Flyers loading up, looking for an opportunity. Desharnais again rides the much smaller man into the boards, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins will try and get this one going. He gets it free. And now starting away, Brett Kulak is just going to soft chip up along the boards to try and get it out of danger. That's not going to work. The Flyers get a change. The Oilers do not chance on net. The shot scores. Just like that. The Oilers cough up a bad one. Joel Farabee, the capitalizer on that one. That was really, really, really rough. 4:10 to go in the first period. And the Oilers, I mean, Jack Campbell hung out to dry on that one is the best way to explain it. Is just a soft chip that, I mean, Warren Fogle wasn't looking for the puck there. Brett Kulak really didn't pass it to anybody other than up the boards out of the zone. And the Flyers got to change. The Oilers were on their heels. I guess the one guy got away with interference on Brett Kulak driving, but again, that's the whatever. As that's just the bottom pair gets exposed, and realistically, that ends up in the back of your net, and now you got to respond, right? I mean, for Jack Campbell, 875 save percentage right out of the gate. The first goal he gives up, again, not necessarily the worst. I think he was worse most of the year last year. Joel Farabee, his second goal of the season for the Philadelphia Flyers from Bobby Brink, who of course we know is going to light it up over the course of this season. His first assist in the NHL, by the way. This one drifted into the neutral zone. The Flyers across the far side on the attack yet again. 3:48 to go here in this one. Here's Darnell Nurse battling in behind the net. And, well, nice play there. The energy line back out there. The kid line, whatever you want to call it. Connor Brown across the blue line for the Oilers. Brown into the far side corner. Plays it right in front. And again, just the bounces there have not been there for Dylan Holloway this season as of yet. Shot down all the way. And that will be an icing call against the Edmonton Oilers. Good to go, good to go. And now Cody Ceci looks to be going off. 3:25 to go in this first period. 8-8 the shots. Right, 8-8 the shots. Good to go here for the Oilers. As this will be a face-off win. They're going to call that a good face-off. And the Oilers took their time getting to that puck, not knowing if it was going to be called back. Here we go. The top line just immediately, promptly turns it over in the offensive zone. And the puck is shot down and iced against the Flyers. So weird go there. Neither team really knew what to do with that puck. And then the Flyers promptly, as soon as they could exit the zone, just fired it down and iced the puck. So sure, we'll take it. You know what? We're not going to complain about that at all. 3:13 to go. Leon Draisaitl on the attack. He will see this one on the far side boards. And again, the Flyers almost exactly go out of the zone. This one now in behind, as Matthias Ekholm will pick up and start the Oilers attack yet again ahead. Far side pass there over to Evander Kane. Hops over his stick, but he gets the turnover immediately from the Flyers stick. And now the Oilers have something brewing. Man's lost his stick for the Flyers. Immediately regains it though there as well. A couple of things just happened. Bang, bang in the Flyers zone here. Back the other way across the line. Here's, I think, who is that? Atkinson. Shot fired from the Flyers blue liner. Save made. Actually, that's Sean Couturier joining the chase. And guess what? Makes the save. And Jack Campbell, another shot, another save. And all of a sudden, things are looking a little bit better after that goal against. Jack Campbell calm, steady, and swallows it up yet again. So friends, just going to quickly throw you this again. If you are new to the channel at any point, I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button. The live streams are kind of something we do regularly here, but as well as anyone would know on the channel, there is a ton of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel throughout the days, and obviously all the news pieces you need to know when I have the time for it. So definitely hit that subscribe button, stay tuned, and I'd love to have you aboard as we continue along tonight. The first update on watch time, let's go there and see what we can get. As obviously it'd be interesting to see where we're sitting right now. 3.8 times that, bing bang boom, we are at 24.38 hours, so getting close to it right now, and I'm assuming we're going to be very close to that 100-hour mark, as we usually are every single game, as it usually turns out. But yeah, no, obviously not the best place to be. You could kind of see the Oilers weren't going to be in a happy place late in the first period, just right out of the gate. There was hope there at a brief time, and then you give up that defensive miscue, and yeah, it changes the mood just like that, I guess you could say. So hopefully for the Oilers, they get it going here in a matter of moments. We've just hit 50 live watchers on the channel, so that's good to see. We're up back over 50 for the first time on live stream, so we should be on our way to having a good little rest of the stream. I assume that might mean the Philadelphia Phillies game is ended. I'm not 100% sure, but I would venture a guess, you could say. And yeah, we are just about ready to get things up and underway here in a matter of moments yet again. And it looks like we've got a penalty on the play. Not really sure where. Matthias Ekholm for something. Again, all this stick work in the new age just sometimes doesn't even look like anything, is what it is. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins going to take the face-off for the Oilers with Matthias Janmark out there. Janmark draws in for the face-off now, as this will be won back by the Flyers. This one worked to the point, now to the near side boards, back to the point. The Flyers are going to get it going to the near side dot, play it down low, cut off there by the Oilers, and then turned over almost immediately. They will backhand it over to Darnell Nurse. Nurse will fire it down the length of the ice all the way on to Carter Hart. The Oilers' penalty kills so far this season ranked 32nd in the NHL at 58.3%. If you expect that to stay there all year, I can tell you I would like the odds on it improving, as that will be an icing call against the Philadelphia Flyers, and we will have a stoppage in play and a face-off all the way down in the Flyers zone, where I would assume you probably see Connor and Leon come across the boards just to try and maybe gain a little edge against the Flyers in their own zone with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in this first period. But it looks like Leon will remain on the bench. Connor comes on with Evander Kane. That's fair enough. I don't blame him. And I don't think Kane ever got the MO to go in there and do his thing, but that's whatever. He's going to kill some clock either way for the Flyers. We ended up killing off just over 12 seconds before the Flyers gained the zone, and the Oilers immediately clear. So that's a big help, and obviously CC and Nurse have been on the ice here for 52 seconds to begin this penalty kill. Nurse out there, so we'll have a stoppage in play, and it looks like potentially an offside for the Philadelphia Flyers. So the Flyers making some errors, as evidenced by Louis DeBrusque on the broadcast. Bobby Brink out there on this power play as well. 1:43 to go here in this first period of play. Ryan McLeod's going to take the face-off on the offside, just outside of the zone. With 1:43 to go, face-off win for the Flyers. Fire it right back into the Oilers' end. This one comes around the boards, and now Brett Kulak will play this one off of the corner as Desharnais comes leaning in on his man. McLeod's going to lose this one to the point. The Flyers set up the attack. The shot blocked in front. Still ends up on Campbell. Scramble in front of the net. And then Campbell will jump on it and make the save. He's up to a .900 save percentage. So you definitely can't fault Soupy at all for nothing now, as he continues to do his thing here in this game, following up that Nashville Predators one. So I know a difficult kind of deflection save there. He kicks it out and then puts the glove down, catches the puck, and makes a strong save right there, as that one just hit a stick somewhere in the fray off of Ryan McLeod. And the Flyers rip another shot blocked in front that time, and now with $1:17 to go here in this first period of play, the Oilers have to try and find a way to just kill this remaining 30 seconds on this penalty kill. They'll get back to the point. Will the Flyers near side dot, far side now, back to the high point, and the shot coming on the one-timer, kicked out by Darnell Nurse on the block shot, and 20 seconds remains as we're inside the final minute of play in this first period. 55 seconds to go as the Oilers will continue to rock and roll here. 13 seconds remain on the power play for the Philadelphia Flyers. They're across center now into the Oilers zone. They got 7 seconds of which to work with. 4 seconds remain, and they will slap it on the boards. Will the Oilers get the full length of the clear? Well, thankfully before the power play expires for the Flyers, and now this one back into the Oilers' side of the ice. Flyers, though, just quickly chip it over top of the defense, back off the end boards, and Kulak will play it ahead, turn it over immediately to Delorier at center ice. And Connor McDavid trying to come up with this puck. He can't get there, and now Vinny Desharnais against Delorier takes him right down to the ice. That's a big thundering hit there from Vinny. And he's going to tie up Delorier right up along the boards as well, as he again engages in battle. And yes, this is good to go. This one comes to the near side boards, all the way into the Flyers zone. And the clear is successful for the Oilers. So too is the end of the period for the Flyers. 1-0 for the Flyers after one period of play. Friends, I'm going to quickly go upstairs, grab myself a quick snack, and just see what I can do to feel a little better. It's been a hungry day, and I'm going to see what I can do to quell the stomach. I'll be right back. Again, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, make sure to do it. All right, friends, there we go. We're back. We're good to go. My apologies for dipping there for a brief moment. Just needed, obviously needed to run upstairs and just grab a quick snack. It was getting to be snack time, I guess you could say. 6:20. I got to cook myself a little something after this game. That was kind of the only plan that we could have. So we'll see what happens here for the Edmonton Oilers in this second period. But first, we're going to enjoy the intermission. And it looks like we're going to have the Stelter family, of course, here. Alongside Ashif Mawji, I think. Mawji for the Ben Stelter Foundation. But yeah, no, it's been a busy couple of years for the Stelter family, that's for sure. And it's good to see, obviously, Mike. We know of his health issues throughout the summer there as well. So it's good to see Mike come out and make an appearance right at the start of the season. Good to see him. And obviously all of us get to send our love to the Stelter family yet again here. And yeah, something that still hits. I'm trying to just babble my way through it because it's hitting as it always does. But Northern Farm Girl, welcome into the live stream. Glad to have you aboard again tonight. As yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if the Oilers come out flying in that second period. That was much more of a how do you put this, subdued game from the Oilers in that first period compared to how the Oilers came out in that game against Nashville. That's for sure. The Oilers really came out hot against Nashville, and I don't think they were quite as intense here against Philadelphia. Now, maybe what do you want to say? Different defense, different whatever. But for the Oilers, it would be nice to see them put the Flyers' defense on fire a little bit and make them force some errors in their own game. So that's what I'm looking for, and I think that's what we're all looking for right now from the Edmonton Oilers. Gonna watch time update here as we continue to sit around that 3-minute 50-second average view duration. Don't mind that at all. Let's go quickly here, bing bang boom, and look at that, up over 31 hours already on the stream. Don't mind that at all. And let's see here. Yeah, brutal. So I guess the old ESPN broadcast has not been going very well at all for our friends in the United States. So glad to have you aboard if you've been tuning in from the States and just not having fun on that, on that Phillies feed. Glad to have you aboard for this one. It's a nationally televised game if it's on ESPN in the States, so that would explain kind of where all our friends are this evening, is just kind of hanging out watching the ESPN feed. If you have ESPN Plus, I think if you have Hulu in Canada, you get ESPN Plus. So there's a couple of friends probably being able to watch tonight's game a little bit more than they were on the home opener or their season opener, which is good. And we will, with that, go over to the stats department for the Flyers and Edmonton Oilers. 10-8 the shots on goal for the Flyers, right? So Jack Campbell, 900 save percentage. Hits, 6-6 apiece. The Flyers 0 for 1 on the penalty or power play, which is good. The Oilers need to kill. They got one. Giveaways 3-2 for the Oilers. Again, there's only one giveaway that matters that period, and it's the one that ended up in the back of your own net. And the Flyers 4-1 in the takeaway department. This is where I said the Oilers have been lackadaisical with things, and hopefully for the Oilers, they kind of clean it up here in the next little bit and figure it out. That's for sure. 8-5 the blocked shots for the Phillies as well. So the Flyers. The Oilers have been pushing a little bit in that period, and unfortunately it was just kind of tough luck for the Oilers. The Flyers came up with a couple of key blocks. I think one, Evan Bouchard, and I think two, Matthias Ekholm had a key shot blocked as well. So we'll see what it devolves into here in the second period. But you look at those ice times out there. Adam Ernie played 3:16. He'll probably only get up to about 9:20 tonight. But again, he's probably played the majority of his ice time early if the penalty kill doesn't get very active and the Oilers decide to kind of play some good hockey in this second period. If the top three lines are rolling, you're going to keep rolling them. Matthias Janmark saving 304 and Derek Ryan all the way down at 242. So kind of tough that way. The Oilers really not using that fourth line much. And you look at the ice times here. Darnell Nurse, 6:51. Dylan Holloway had 4 minutes and 52 seconds. That is pretty sizable for Dylan Holloway in the first period of a hockey game on the Oilers roster. Warren Fogle, 5:22. I think Leon Draisaitl, only 5:52. Where else is Connor McDavid? McDavid's down here in the middle at 5:54. So, right, no power plays, nothing. So everybody's ice time about where it should be through the first period of a hockey game, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Peter, good evening to you as well. And, well, Tim, good evening to you, sir. Glad to have you aboard this evening as we are just setting up ready for this second period to get underway here in a matter of a few moments. But see what happens. And yeah, no, it's where we kind of find ourselves tonight, right? For the Oilers, it's down one after one. But again, if you're worried about being down one after one with this Oilers team, I don't know if we learned any lessons from last year. The Oilers are a pretty dang good team when they can get things rolling. So it'll be interesting to see just how fast they get things started here in a matter of a few moments. So just have to get there though, and that's the tough part. These 5:30 games, I'm all amped up, but then all of a sudden, as soon as it starts, it's over for 20 minutes. So see what happens here in this. But yeah, okay, enough about me. The Philadelphia Flyers, what do they got for ice times? Draws for the Oilers tonight. Not a ton of face-offs in that first period, and not a ton of face-off wins for the Oilers in that first period. Oilers just a tick below 50%, I guess you could say. Kind of tough. Where would be the face-off stats? Yeah, no face-off stats. But Travis Sanheim does indeed also get an assist on that. Travis Sanheim gets an assist on the goal for the Flyers to kick off the goal scoring for us tonight. So we are just about set. Gene Principe is going to have an Oilers 50-50 thing to advertise, and then we should be good to go here in a few moments. Just trying to see if there's anything. Let's see here. If there's anything we need to know. No, it doesn't look like there is. So we should be good to rock and roll here in a matter of moments. All right, let's do it, friends. Keep going. Looks like we're kind of having a little bit of a memorial here. I'm not sure if this is or not. But yeah, it looks like Gene Principe talking about some of our firefighting heroes over the course of the summer. And they forgot to turn on Gene's audio. Somebody tell Gene he's muted. Because, yeah, he's not doing well. But to your point, Tim, about the face-offs for the Flyers, I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing right now, like, the Oilers are 50-50 in every draw. Oh, I guess there's a... sorry, Nugent Hopkins is 0 for 3. I didn't see that. I saw 0, but I thought it was 0-0. And, yeah, they just straight up forgot to tell Gene to turn on his mic, so that's kind of a tough start for the Oilers here tonight. Obviously, you want your broadcast to go well, and right now Gene Principe is not got any audio. The Oilers broadcast has no audio at all. It just is weird organ music in the background. Huh. Well, that is rough. I guess we'll see if they ever fix the audio tonight. That might be something interesting. I might be the only audio source again. See what happens, I guess. But again, as we keep going along, friends, I'm going to take to the old internet machine here quick to see if there's anything we're missing here. Looks like there is. Not seeing much. Connor Bedard in a Chicago Blackhawks uniform. Nothing here. And yeah, no, I don't think there's much else to say. And there's still no audio in there. Alana, good day to you. Welcome aboard, as we are obviously in the first period intermission here, just waiting for this Oilers game to resume. I'm going to take a quick, brief moment. I just got to run upstairs. I got a little something caught in my teeth, and it is bugging the heck out of me. I'll be right back. And good to go. Perfect. So, friends, what do we know? Gene Principe's actually got some audio again. That's good to know, because Gene was without audio there for quite a while. And yeah, we should be good to go. Vinu, yeah, it was happening for everyone. Sportsnet just literally casually forgot to put the mic on for Gene Principe and the audio in the intermission, but he is back to action, so hopefully things get good with the audio here the rest of the way home, and the Oilers can go out there and win a hockey game here tonight, down 1-0 after one. Like I said, I'm not panicked at all by any means, but a little better effort will be required. Obviously, you could still miscue a goal against like you did in the first period and win this hockey game, but I like to see a little bit more offensive pressure and a little bit more honest effort in this one. So hopefully they get it going. What in the... Still dealing with little burrs from golf, and sheesh, brutal. Yeah, so the 50-50 in support of the Wounded Warriors Canada Foundation, and obviously too, I think that jackpot has been climbing for a long while now. I think since Monday, I think, or Tuesday, against the Nashville Predators. We get one more commercial timeout, and then we go live back to Philadelphia for some more Edmonton Oilers hockey. That's good news, friends. I'm going to throw that your way. And we're going to see what we're sitting at here in terms of watch time in a few moments, but I will just take a brief moment to look over the old stats for right now, and see that things are looking pretty dang good, to be honest with you, right out of the gate this evening. And two, what I will do right now, just because I see it, and I haven't gotten to show this off in a long while. Let's go here, and you guys want to talk about good old Junior B fights? Let's go here and a Junior B scrap from back in my day. Let's go there, and bing bang boom, guys. You can watch that there. If you're looking for a little something, it's a quick few second watch, no big deal. I think it's a grand total of 53 seconds long, so you got time to watch that prior to getting back to action here in this one this evening against obviously the Philadelphia Flyers. So if you don't mind clicking that and watching that, that wouldn't be bad at all on my part and your part, as we are up to now 12,786 subscribers total, and my goodness, that the carbonation today is just wrecking me. But yeah, we're ready to rock and roll along this evening, friends, for what will be the second period coming along soon. And yeah, I don't think that's one of the best ones I've clipped, but I just saw it in the old numbers tab there just a brief moment ago, so I figured I'd share that out with you. Obviously, St. Paul Canadians versus Frog Lake T-Birds back in the day, and Ryan Rancier versus Tristan Kallio. That was a rivalry that exploded for one season between Frog Lake and St. Paul. It was an interesting playoff series, an interesting battle all season long, and I'm looking forward to hopefully catching a little bit of Junior B this season, if not some Junior A. Might go out to Drumheller tomorrow and check out the Dragons versus the Brooks Bandits. Obviously, Brooks being one of the best Junior A teams in Canada over the past 5 years. Wouldn't mind seeing how they're looking and kind of get an idea of how it's going. But as it currently stands, friends, it is one of those situations right now where we're just on commercial break, and I'm just trying to fill time because I figured we'd be off commercial break already, and turns out we are not. So that's where we find ourselves right now. Just again trying to kill that last few seconds before the period starts. Here's Connor McDavid and Matthias Ekholm and Evan Bouchard lining up at center ice. The away broadcast always a little bit different than the home broadcast in my opinion. And here comes Connor McDavid drawing into center ice, and we are ready to rock and roll. Sean Couturier against Connor McDavid win the draw, and you start hot, but instead it's the Philadelphia Flyers winning the draw and firing it back in behind the Oilers net. Matthias Ekholm batting it off the boards. Here comes Evan Bouchard. He'll get up the right wing and get going with a flip of the puck down below to Carter Hart, who's not making a smart play with that one. Kind of waiting a few seconds too long to make the play. However, the Flyers able to escape with prowess and then try and fire and catch the Oilers flat-footed again. Couldn't do it. And back the other way, Connor McDavid across the line to Leon Draisaitl, down low to McDavid, who misses that pass. McDavid right in front to Draisaitl, who just about tucked it up over top of the blocker of Carter Hart. Ekholm over to Bouchard, far side point, drifts down the shot towards the corner, comes now to Ekholm, who's going to chip it back down low, and here comes Kane chasing after that puck. He makes his man feel him, but falls down himself, and Ekholm quickly, with that puck escaping into the Oilers' end, jumps on it and gets the pass up ahead. Zach Hyman, though, couldn't win the battle, and it's going to be batted back into the Oilers' end. Darnell Nurse now on the ice at the left-hand point, I believe. Gets this one bounced off the boards, and here's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Warren Foegele out there. Nugent-Hopkins cuts it down, turns it over. Nuge flips it up off of Foegele. It bats down and around, and the Flyers quickly swallow it up and get back the other way. Here come the Flyers down the right wing into the Oilers zone, batting this one around the boards to the left-hand side, and now Darnell Nurse will get to the attack here. He is wrapping his man up behind the net on this pressure from the Flyers below the goal line as Nurse continues to battle for that puck. The Oilers able to free it up. Here comes Nugent-Hopkins with a flip to center ice, again swallowed up by the Flyers. Quickly back the other way, and they are going to whistle it down. Konechny is very upset with that one. But let's see what happens as it's good to see you back in the chat there, Farm Girl. I'll tell you how much. Good to see the enthusiasm back and all the emojis. Is definitely, we had a lot of orange and blue hearts in the old chat last year in the playoffs. I'm looking forward to it here. As that one shot by Draisaitl, and Hart just kind of swallowed it up with the right arm. Be interesting to see if the Oilers can figure this out, as this one's going to come back down into the Oilers' end. Desharnais, a weak play along the board, shot rifled towards the net, goes up off of Jack Campbell and out of play. 18:01 to go here, and Campbell makes his 10th save of the game, as long as that one just didn't miss completely wide. But Stuart Skinner looking a little clean shaved up. He's got that mustache nicely trimmed up and not as boisterous, I think is the word, as it used to be for the playoffs. But now the face-off to the right of Jack Campbell, and a face-off win for Ryan McLeod as this one comes back for the Oilers. The Flyers, though, turn it over at the blue line, set up shop in the Oilers' end. They are going to get the shot towards the middle, can't do it, and here comes Ryan McLeod skating with a head of steam. Connor Brown looking for Dylan Holloway, couldn't do it. He's going to push it deep and then kind of get the Connor McDavid treatment along the boards, as this one's tipped out again by the Philadelphia Flyers. This one into the Oilers' end. Matthias Ekholm's going to pick up this puck. He's going to roll around and play it right straight ahead. He's got Dylan Holloway tipped off his stick, though, and the Oilers' attack just can't seem to push through the Philadelphia Flyers' defense as they regain the puck, and they'll fire it up the middle of the ice and try to get it all the way into the Oilers' end. They do this time. Bouchard bats that one along the boards, and the Flyers still trying to keep this puck alive. Again, fool the camera guy, and this one comes around behind and batted off the boards to Derek Ryan. This one battles free at center ice, and Matthias Ekholm will lift it into the far side corner in the Flyers zone. Nice win there, and we've got a stoppage in play saying Matthias Janmark is indeed offside at the Flyers line prior to entering the zone. So that's a tough break for the Edmonton Oilers, but we'll reset and go out there and get this done no problemo. So see what happens. And it'll be a good excuse to get the Oilers top line back on the ice, I think. You know, honestly, if I'm being truthful with you, that would not be a bad excuse at all. All right, face off. Right in front of the benches. Down and across the Flyers line it goes, the Oilers. Tip it ahead. Here's Kane. He's going to rip the shot short side. Carter Hart quick on it and is able to make the save. And then, of course, the Oilers in an engaged battle at the blue line, unable to keep it in. This one going to be tipped over to Matthias Ekholm. Ekholm out there with the top line, allowing Evan Bouchard that 5-on-5 time to find a little bit of scoring as well. And this one now, Evander Kane across the blue line, or across the center line, lifts it into the Oilers' offensive territory. Nice play by Draisaitl to win a battle and allow Kane to collect that puck. And all of a sudden, here's Kane and McDavid kind of starting to amp up their game as this one goes along. Here's a nice play by Kane, who accidentally takes out Connor McDavid, and McDavid feeling the after effects of that, and the camera guy trying to do his best to keep McDavid in the picture. And I mean, that is just inexcusable right there. Connor McDavid goes down in a tangle up with Evander Kane, and it ends up in the back of the net for the Edmonton Oilers. Everybody just stops, like, oh no, is he okay? And the Flyers continue to play, rush up the ice and just put it home. Jack Campbell's sitting there like, can I get some help here, friends? And yeah, basically McDavid goes hip on hip by look, or knee on knee with Evander Kane. And wow, that was ugly. As I think everybody just gave up on that. Matthias Ekholm took forever to get to the front of the net, and it ends up in the back of the net. And obviously, Connor McDavid's like, guys, I'm good. But now down 2-0 here in this first 5 minutes of this second period against the Philadelphia Flyers. You got to remember, Carter Hart had a shutout last time out, so you wonder if he's going to be as stingy as possible tonight. Here comes Warren Foegele with Zach Hyman on a 2-on-1. Foegele, a shot! Good drag move to get the shot off, but just couldn't finish it. And now Fogel's taking a man down, and Mark Stahl is absolutely broken on the ice. Back-to-back plays where a guy goes down hurt, and Mark Stahl is a tough customer. He's hurting on that one. And no, that's back-to-back sequences there that just result in a guy going down injured, and he's on the bench there, hurting there. I don't know if he ate a stick into the boards or what, but here's Warren Foegele dragging to the outside, coming in on the shot, loses an edge, and then Stahl might have taken a skate in the midsection, to be honest with you. That's what it might look like here. Is Foegele was tripped up on the follow-through and then might have kicked Stahl in the midsection. So tough go, get the wind knocked out of him. And now Atkinson gets his second goal of the game, or second this season, sorry, on that unfortunate play there. And Holloway just bowled over somebody. Here's Connor Brown looking for somebody to pass to. Nice nifty mitts to get around him. Here's the shot from Nurse, battled right in front off the check there, and Ryan McLeod can't get it back. And now the Oilers chasing the other way. They are offside, I don't know. There's been a couple of plays here that just don't seem to make sense in this one, but there's a big hit there for the Oilers, and then back the other way, and Connor Brown just had no space to work with to find somebody. And then the shot from Darnell Nurse. But the Oilers' second chance opportunities, they missed a big block there against Draisaitl early in that first period. That's the one I was trying to think of that I said Ekholm instead of. But the Oilers' second chance opportunities not really good. Not that the Flyers have needed second chance opportunities. They've cashed 2-on-1s back of the net here so far to make it 2-0. And this one's chipped up off glass and back into the Oilers zone and around the boards. And here's Adam Ernie paddling for it. He can't do it. And nobody in the Oilers zone seems to be able to. This one coming around now for Matthias Janmark, who will wind up. 14:36 to go here in the second period. This game feels like it's been going forever because the Oilers haven't really been engaged much of it. But here's Kulak playing it off the end boards. He's looked for that shot pass off the end boards a couple of times this season already. And Derek Ryan wins the battle far side now. Here comes the opportunity for Connor McDavid. Dragging around the side of the net, plays it in front. Rebound blocked in front. Or shot for a rebound by Matthias Ekholm and blocked in front instead. And 14:08 to go here in this one. And the Oilers again, they get some good looks, but the block shots from the Flyers timely so far. And here comes, Brett Kulak chasing into his own zone here. 11-11 the shots. The Flyers, obviously the two glorious grade A chances, A+ chances to be frank with you. As Kane back on the ice as well. Good to see he's okay. And now the Oilers will see the Flyers start back the other way. This one's going to come up off the boards. Kulak's going to go battling there. Kulak's still on the ice. Here's Ekholm, plays it across. And bad turnover there from Draisaitl as he just can't fight a puck that never wanted to settle for him. And then Ekholm gets buried. Couturier gets away with one. And McDavid will see this one in the far side boards. Kane throws a big hit, takes the man down. McDavid goes to the ice. And this one goes back behind the net where that's Ekholm getting it across. And now Brett Kulak finally peels off for a line change. As Leon Draisaitl the attack, he'll bounce it up off the high boards. And back around, Warren Foegele spins. Foegele, Nugent Hopkins, and Draisaitl out on the ice right now as Draisaitl forces it to the side of the net. Carter Hart has got it clamped down against the ice. And yeah, that's where we're at. Stoppage in play. All right. Big turn of events there on that Cam Atkinson goal for the Philadelphia Flyers, but obviously the Oilers would like to find a response here rather soon, and time be kind of running out as well. You just don't know when you're going to get that opportunity to score that one. I thought we had it on that Mattias Ekholm chance. He couldn't quite do it, and yeah, no, it's been tough watching so far because obviously the Oilers not really doing much of substance in terms of defending either. So Jack Campbell hung out to dry on 2 straight goals to start this hockey game. And to sum it up best so far, the Oilers need to find a way to start winning some faceoffs as well. Nugent Hopkins 0 for 4. McLeod and McDavid both sub 500, and Draisaitl the only one above 500 in the faceoff dot for the Oilers at 60%. So yeah, you know what? It's kind of been one of those games so far. The Oilers, Flyers, 12-11 the shots. So Philly, yeah, they got 2 shots on 10 goals. Yeah, is where it is right now, as we'd like to see the Oilers do their things. All right. Ugh, dog freaking out upstairs is what it is. And let's see if there's anything to check on Twitter here. I don't think there is. McDavid didn't miss a shift, so yeah, it couldn't have gone worse for the Oilers. McDavid goes down, taken out by a low blow there on the falling Evander Kane, who spun out. And then, yeah, no, I don't think it's necessarily all Evan Bouchard's fault, as DNB makes it seem over on X. I think there is something to be said for Mattias Ekholm taking his sweet time to get back defensively in front of the net with a guy charging full bore. All right, Connor McDavid remaining on the bench. So too is Evander Kane. And the Flyers will bounce it off the end boards. So it's going to be played ahead, tipped to the middle of the ice. Nice turnover there as Ryan Nugent-Hopkins forces it down low. Here comes Zach Hyman to the forecheck. He throws a good check along the boards, makes his man known. And now coming back the other way is across the blue line, the Flyers, but they're turned back by the Oilers. And this one, a chip there again. The Oilers chipping the puck to absolutely nowhere. And it is everybody doing it tonight. I really don't understand it, but for some reason that seems to be the game plan, and it really ain't working out for the Oilers really at all, as Nugent-Hopkins across the line, and again just can't get anything stirring in the offensive zone. And this one comes back across the line, and this one the Flyers will fire back down into the Oilers zone. Campbell backhands it across over to Cody Ceci. 12:03 to go in this second period. Ceci walks off from behind the net. 11:55 to go in this second period, as Darnell Nurse will look for something here, but he ain't finding much, as the Flyers have the Oilers stalemated in their own zone. And now Leon Draisaitl circulates back, and that one's going to be motion for the Oilers to the near side boards with Connor McDavid. Darnell Nurse up ahead, he'll play to the boards. Evander Kane trying to chip it in, and the Flyers, I mean, at this point, they're stymieing the Oilers. Block shots earlier on, and now the Oilers can't even get a clean zone entry that results in any sustained zone time. This one comes to the near side, although be it an icing call. Jack, welcome into the chat. It has been an interesting one here through midway through this game. Obviously, the Oilers really haven't looked at anywhere near as dangerous as they did against Nashville. Philadelphia very stingy in the penalty department. So too have been the Oilers so far, right? Only one power play all game through 29 minutes of hockey, but the Oilers definitely have to figure it out here as Dreisaitl's going to get this going against Sean Couturier. Face off one to the near side corner. Sean Walker obviously on that puck right away, and this one's going to be fired to the far side corner. 11:16 to go here in the second period. Puck is bounced back into the middle of the ice by the Flyers, picked up there, and now defending is Brett Kulak. Turned over by the Oilers again, and a shot save made by, yes indeed, Jack Campbell, who gets his 10th save of the game. Jack, game's going good. Well, it's going good. Game's not going good, I guess you could say. And I am actually very much so starving. I haven't been able to eat dinner as of yet, so might take the intermission to go cook dinner and sit back and relax the third period. Not really sure what to expect down the stretch, but I don't think I've got the gusto to go the full 60 tonight. Unfortunately, I was hoping so, but we'll see what ends up coming of it. As the face-off to the near side boards there for the Oilers, Kulak wins the battle, and it's Dylan Holloway. We'll see it fired back down into the near side corner. The Flyers and Oilers spin off a check there as Kulak gets back to the front of the net, and here's Connor Brown losing the puck in the linesman's skates. Nice play there by Kulak to regain it and bounce it off the boards to Brown. Brown trying to spin this one around back down low as Holloway will do it to Ryan McLeod. Ryan McLeod plays it off the boards to Connor Brown. Brown will see this one come back to the blue line. Nice play in to keep it alive. Holloway just can't bat it back in time to Connor Brown. And this one's going to be drifted on down to Jack Campbell, who doesn't know where the puck is, but he froze it up and makes the save right there with 10:18 to go in this second period of play. So as we're talking about potentially 2-0, that's kind of a problem. We're only midway through the second period, but 4.2 times that. We're looking all right. 50.75 hours on the stream. We're coming along tonight, that's for sure, as Jack Campbell makes an awkward gets save, and the referee thankfully blew the whistle rather quickly. 10:18 to go here in this second period of play. The Oilers over to Adam Ernie. Adam Ernie will fire it up the middle, and again, the Flyers just right in the right spot, right time. Oilers just kind of firing it, trying to find sticks. Blocked in the lane, and the Flyers at the Oilers blue line have it tied up along the boards in front of the benches. Derek Ryan will battle this one free to Adam Ernie, but again, Adam Ernie's not really free. The Flyers are, though, and they're going to get it across the Oilers line, slapped in just like that. And Magic Simon, welcome in. When I say marks out of 10,000 so far for the Oilers, about a flat 800 to be honest with you. Jack Campbell's been good. Derek Ryan on the drive to the net though here, and he has drawn a penalty. Yes sirree. The fourth line draws a penalty, and the Oilers will head to the power play. There we go. It was getting sleepy there, and the Oilers are able to do it. So friends, again, if you are new to the channel, I'm going to take a quick break to run upstairs and grab just a little bit more water. Be right back as we come back for the power play. If you haven't done it yet, make sure to do it. All right, let's do this, friends. Sorry, my apologies. Like I said, 5:30 games, not quite my forte. Lucky I was even able to catch this, but hopefully we get going here in a matter of moments. Draisaitl on the power play. Cam York takes a tripping call, so Cam York off the ice for the Flyers. And now here we go, friends. 9:38 to go. The Oilers power play operating at 35.7%, the third best in the NHL, and they win a draw. When I say clean, I mean right out of the zone. This one's going to come back the other way for the Oilers across the line now as Nugent Hopkins gathers. Again, the Flyers, though, step up tall and get it going. And that's where we're at. 9:24 to go here in this second period. Evan Bouchard will play this one up along the boards as they just focus on Bouchard. The Oilers take their time getting into the zone. Draisaitl from Hyman. Back to the point now, Bouchard. Bouchard over to McDavid. High point, Bouchard. Bouchard for the one time for Draisaitl. Doesn't come. Now Bouchard will load up back on the pass from Leon Draisaitl down to Connor McDavid. And Bouchard will keep this puck in last second at the blue line as McDavid will play it to the middle of the ice. Cut off there by the Flyers and quickly flipped into the bench. And the face-off will be in the Flyers zone. So the Oilers catch a break right there and luckily turned that one right back into the Flyers zone as moving that puck around. And the Oilers and Flyers doing their thing in behind. And Bouchard able to keep that puck in. As the Oilers doing everything they can to move that puck around the zone. And the Flyers just giving them nothing to really work with. As this one's going to come back to the point. Oh, Bouchard, what a beautiful keep. He struggled early in the season, but was able to keep that one in at a critical time in this game with 1:05 to go on the power play. McDavid's going to pass this one across to the near side to Nugent Hopkins. Now back to the point. Bouchard skates up on it. Gets it down to Nugent Hopkins right in front. Garbage goal not coming. And now here's a chance in front. Walking away, Zach Hyman. Carter Hart has got it down on the blue paint. And he will make the stop right there to keep the Oilers at bay. 13-13 the shots. Both teams doing a gorgeous job defending this game. But so far so good here for Carter Hart. And obviously the Philadelphia Flyers. But Evan Bouchard, what an effort to keep that puck in. And obviously it'd be nice to see him maybe cannon in a goal here on the power play sometime this game. As Connor McDavid going here and Zach Hyman doing his stuff here. So here we go. Leon Draisaitl, 4 for 8 in the faceoff dots. Scott Lawton eating tonight 70%. And how about another one now at, well, just tick over 77 as this one comes down to Evan Bouchard. He will get in behind the Oilers net and load up, go forward. Now Bouchard playing it over to the other side as this one's going to loft into the netting and be a stoppage in play. So that's where it's at. And it is where it is so far. So we are just working along here in this one. Obviously, we're only in the mid-second. That's kind of the benefit here. We're down 2-0 on two very silly mistakes, two big gaps in coverage, I guess you could say. The Oilers just decided to give up on the second goal after Connor McDavid went down, and the Oilers were caught on their back heels on that first one on a bad pass up the boards and just really never regrouped after watching that puck go to nobody. And here's Evander Kane right across the blue line, and they're going to blow it offside. And this is the other side to this game. Both teams guilty of this. And this is why I'm shaking my head so much. If the Oilers didn't make two mistakes, I mean, Philadelphia's got nothing going this game either, other than just cashing in on two really good looks. Big part right now for the Oilers is Philadelphia's had some key offsides, and so too have the Oilers at this point. That was the key offside on the power play right just now. As Connor Brown will lose the battle here, but the Oilers able to keep it in. Darnell Nurse over to the sideboards. Matthias Ekholm loaded up the shot, doesn't come, and now Darnell Nurse fired it down as this one continues to the boards. Here's Evander Kane looking for the potential to do something here. He'll go far side, shot fired towards the net. Connor Brown has it batted down off of him. He'll rim it around in behind, and the near sideboards comes. Darnell Nurse spins, falls to the ice, keeps it alive for Evander Kane. Suddenly this second power play unit has some 5-on-5 minutes going here. And again, the Flyers with an absolute key block as Darnell Nurse tries to drift one towards the net, and that is not allowed to happen, as the Oilers will, is really it. And what just happened here? Ooh. Looks like Forster just ate a stick from Ekholm, and now we got things pushing over here. Really don't know what. There's just a Philadelphia Flyers player down on the ice, and all of a sudden Ekholm's sitting here being pushed around, and John Tortorella is looking on at it like, come on, bring it on, guys, bring it on, let's go. And I guess they're saying that Ekholm had intent behind that because they're going to send him to the box with 7:03 to go here in this second period. And yeah, I don't know what the plan is there, as it's a bad camera angle to get the full play of it. And Mattias Ekholm goes for high stick, and then again, yeah, tough to go. 7:03. It's thankfully only a 2-minute power play, so I don't know what the hoopla from the Philadelphia Flyers was about that being a mean play from Ekholm if it was only a 2-minute minor for just accidentally catching a guy up top with the stick. But end of the day, there's been some weird ones so far this game for the Oilers against the refs, so we'll see if that continues down the stretch here in this one. But the Flyers immediately flying across the Oilers' blue line, an easy zone entry, and thankfully the Oilers decide to cut it off and get it back to the blue line and force the Flyers to reset the power play a little bit within the own zone. This one into the far side of the boards, cut off there by Mattias Janmark, who's going to get things going the other way, and he's going to go right towards the net, just overhandled the puck, dumping it out of the far side boards. And this one now loading up for the Flyers in behind the Oilers net. Connor McDavid on the ice, penalty killing, cut off there by the Flyers, back to the blue line. Atkinson keeps it in. He'll fire it back down low, and I'm getting tired, friends. It's been a long day. Did a lot today. 5:56 to go here in this second period of play. Carter Hart plays this puck over to the Flyers defenseman, and they're going to start things up with 45 seconds to go on the power play, will the Flyers, and 5:44 remaining here in the second period of play. This one chipped off the end boards. Vinny Desharnais will bat it back to the near side, and now the Oilers will try and bust free of the zone. They can't do it. Dylan Holloway getting a little bit of penalty kill time, right down 2-0. At this point, you haven't generated anything offensively, so why not at least maybe give the kids some time on ice and down a man, a little bit more room out there. Never know what Dylan Holloway could potentially do. And this one's going to be lifted out of the Oilers zone with 13 seconds to go. I'm sure Dylan Holloway's probably had some other penalty killing time this season, but this is the first time really noticing him out there for a substantial little bit. 5:05 to go here in this second period of play, and the Flyers power play now over as the Oilers will chip it off the boards and out of the zone. Bat it open to the open player, and Cody Ceci will play it ahead to Zach Hyman. Ceci, who's had a very quiet game tonight, in a good way, I must add, as the Oilers get to the attack almost immediately. Here's Ceci. Leon Draisaitl will get to the face-off dot and spin around off the check a few times. Connor McDavid plays this one down in front, scores! What a pass by Connor McDavid to Zach Hyman, and we are alive just like that. Zach Hyman gets on the ice after the power play expires with Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman, and what a play right there to get this job done. What an absolute beaut there from Connor McDavid. Just saw him the whole way, looked right tape to tape. Zach Hyman spin, fire, score right in front of the net, and that's exactly what I was saying about burn that Philadelphia Flyers defense. He got the players to do it, and that's exactly Connor McDavid. Zach Hyman line it up, and Zach Hyman continues to be riding hot here the past 2 games. 5 points in 5 periods, 5 points a point per period to get things going. So it's a 2-1 game. Suddenly wake me up. Hello. 4:31 to go here in this second period. And I mean, that might be enough for me to keep going. This game just got interesting suddenly. Here's Warren Foegele across the line. He's going to drag up the shot. Oh my goodness, I thought he had shot in the back of the net when Carter Hart was looking behind him. But instead it's into the glove of Carter Hart off the end boards. And it will be a stoppage in play with 4:21 to go. So That is it to go. And Jim, that's not Kane being removed from line one. I will tell you that much, friends. That is not Evander Kane being removed from line one. That's just the Oilers loading up, coming off of the penalty kill. That's something we saw a lot of last year, and I expect to see a lot this year. It's again, right, if Evander Kane was knocked off the first line to start the game, maybe something we talk about, but tough go there is Evander Kane. He's had some good solid hits tonight, but not really much else. And then Evander Kane ain't on the ice for a line one shift, which is just classified. Whoever is with Draisaitl and McDavid's on line one, I guess could say, and immediately they score a goal. But again, that's what Zach Hyman does in front of the net, right? I mean, that's the big part. They scored the goal. I'm not going to overanalyze it. At the end of the day, is I'm just happy they scored, so we'll take it. And obviously we need to score another few more goals here before the end of the period. Kanan, welcome in. And who else have I missed? Welcome in. And yeah, I haven't missed him. William, I don't know if I've caught you yet, as well as JLS. Not sure if I've caught you yet in the chat there, but good evening, everybody. Welcome aboard. Thanks for being aboard. Really do appreciate everyone being aboard as well tonight. Obviously, it's a Thursday. It's a 5:30 game. Kind of tough, right? Dinner time hours. So I expect things will kind of pick up in the third period here in a little bit, right? I'm already seeing things up over 55. We hadn't peaked up over 45 until just after 6:10. So I assume we'll kind of get things rolling here in a matter of time. No problems about it. And friends as well, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. That would be not subscribe button, like button. Definitely make sure to do that. That would be greatly appreciated here on the stream. So as we're sitting, I don't think there's much all we're missing as of yet. So we'll go cue up the old hockey line brawl at the end of this second period for those of you in the chat tonight. If you haven't ever caught the Dolynny TV number 2 video all time, the Cold Lake Junior B line brawl against Killam, definitely do it. Shot fired wide. What a save, Jack Campbell. Big time save right there. And then I think Bobby Brink just got buried in front of the Oilers net, and he is trying to scramble back to his feet, but the Oilers all of a sudden coming alive here. Flyers got a dangerous chance, and the Oilers trying their best to rock and roll into the Flyers zone here. Kane throws a punishing little hit along the boards, and now this one will come back into the Oilers zone. Well, guess what? Matthias Ekholm with that puck, he'll bounce it off the boards. Warren Fogle plays it down. And I guess you guys are right, and maybe there is something to this. It looks like potential. No, that is Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. Okay, I thought I saw Nugent Hopkins on the ice with Kane. I was like, oh, maybe you guys are right. I don't know. As this one shot down to Carter Hart, and that will be a stoppage in play for the Oilers. So this second line, or top line, sorry, will get a second chance in the offensive zone if they didn't play too long out there, according to Jay Woodcroft. And this one at the side of the net, what a kick save by Jack Campbell. I mean, the man is going to have a mammoth year if he's making saves like that every night. Wow, what a stand tall against the post. And then what a play there from Nugent Hopkins to poke it off the post, because that's all it hit. The Flyers player Brink drove it into the post and then tried to tap it a second time. This one's going to come up behind off the glass. The Oilers to the attack here. Here's Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, Draisaitl, Hyman, and McDavid. So yeah, that as it appears, Evander Kane has indeed been moved down. Okay, so it is confirmed. As this one comes back the other way, as Hyman trying to get across the blue line, couldn't do it. 2:57 to go. There's too much happening here. My little brain's not able to keep up with it. Evan Bouchard now on the far side face-off dot in the Oilers zone. Fires it down the length of the ice. Here's Hyman initiating contact, getting to that puck, and allowing the Oilers an opportunity to get going. They can't do it. Here's Brett Kulak now with this puck. He will look around and play it off to Leon Draisaitl, who gets tripped up on a check. I don't know, he just lost his edge or something. And it looks like we're going to have a penalty against the Flyers for tripping. So maybe indeed a tripping call against the Philadelphia Flyers on Leon Draisaitl. 2:31 to go. And just like that, the Oilers have 16 shots, 13 for the Flyers. The Oilers head to the power play, and they're only down a goal. So, yeah, no, guess what? We could see it. And, Jack, when you're asking, does Patrick Kane signed with the Edmonton Oilers? No, I don't think so. It's a dream scenario, I think, for any Oilers fan. But, again, I don't think it really happens too much at all if you're the Edmonton Oilers, because you just don't have the cap space to make it happen. The Oilers immediately off of the face-off, win it back to Bouchard. He's got it going, and he's going to rip that shot from the point. Can't get it through. Connor McDavid tripped up behind the net. No call on that one. Again, kind of easy down there for Connor McDavid. And with a $1:45 to go here in this one, it's going to come back over the line. The shot now fired towards the net, wide of the net. And now here comes Leon Draisaitl in flight. 3-on-2 now develops into a 4-on-3 back the other way for the Oilers. How about Zach Hyman? High boards trying to keep this one in. He will do it against two Philadelphia Flyers players, but it's whistled. Glove pass against the Oilers. And with a $1:55 to go, we will have a stoppage in play. All right. Here we go. Let's do this. $1:55 to go in this second period. 17-14. The shots on goal for the Oilers. Face off one back to the point. Here comes Connor McDavid. Across the blue line, back to the point. Now Evan Bouchard. Bouchard near side to Draisaitl, who will deke right around the man and play it over to the far side to Connor McDavid. McDavid near side, now over to a Philadelphia Flyers stick. That was excellent passing. 2-on-1 defensively the other way for the Oilers. Back of the net, snipe show there by the Flyers. And that is a big-time goal to make it 3-1. Woo-wee! That was ugly. And Connor McDavid not happy at all with that one or himself. That was just premier placement by the Edmonton Oilers, putting it on the tape of the Flyers just like that. I mean, Connor McDavid literally just handles it right onto Couturier's stick. And Nugent Hopkins can hustle back all he wants. Doesn't matter, though, as that is just a ripper blocker side by Sean Walker. And he puts that one home to make it 3-1, as that was a tough beat for Jack Campbell, who was just getting back down with all the speed coming down the wing. And Connor McDavid on the bench just very disappointed with himself after that one, as would anyone be. 56 seconds to go. Darnell Nurse over to Ryan McLeod. McLeod will chip up the boards to Kane, who's out there on this power play again. As Nurse will go across far side to Ekholm. Now back to Kane. The shot fired right into the chest of Carter Hart. And 1:10 to go in this second period. And with 39 seconds to go, the top unit just got scored on. Jack Michaels asking the question, does Jay Woodcroft consider throwing those guys back out there? Trying to grease one right away and get it back to 3-2. And Carter Hart talking with the referee there, Sean Walker, down the sideline there of the zone, and just put it home. I like the front angle there to see if there's something on that blocker side of Campbell, but we're not going to get it. So here's Ryan McLeod in the second unit out there with Kane and Brown. As this one will go back there, as now here's Ekholm over to Nurse, back down to Kane, as this one comes up to the middle. As oh, what a chance there for McLeod. He just could not tuck it in front on the one-timer, just off the crease. As this one now back for the Oilers in possession for Ekholm. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Kane looking to load this one up. He'll go down low to McLeod. Couldn't do it. McLeod works this one back to the blue line. Ekholm over to Kane. Kane will fire this shot, blocked in front. That's been the big thing here for the Flyers. Every time the Oilers have gotten a great shot towards the net, they just can't seem to get the shot through. So this one comes back to the middle of the ice, and that will be battled off. The puck there is Matthias Janmark. So the fourth line mishmash of players out there right now, and this one's going to come right up the middle of Flyers. Get a power play late in this second period, and this again same old script from the first two games of the season against Vancouver. Is it's not that the Oilers don't have the defense to play good hockey. It's literally just these guys are not skating hard, not sitting with their head up and doing things the right way, and yeah, that's where we're at. So go. All of a sudden my stream froze, so hold on a minute. Yeah, Dave. Oh. .1 seconds to go in this second period. And there we go. We've got the Flyers to the middle of the ice. Shot coming down. Oh my goodness, I thought that was going to find the blocker's side on Jack Campbell, but no sirree. Cam Atkinson goes down the tunnel, and so do the Edmonton Oilers and friends. Yeah, that's an ugly way for this to go. Yeah, this is here we go. I'll read this to you. The big guys just expect success to happen, right? Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, all those guys. Yeah, Connor has been lazy is a good way to put it, and quite bold of him to say cup or bust and proceed to play like bottom feeders. So that's where you have it. I have no problem with the Oilers goaltending, Oilers defense. It is just, guys, you have got to give me some effort, and the Oilers are not giving me any effort. That's the biggest thing. You can rip apart the defense, the no secondary scoring, no goaltending, no anything other than heart. I don't care what we don't have. If we don't have heart, you ain't going to win nothing anyway. You could have the best defense in the NHL, and if you don't put your heart into it every night, you ain't going to win nothing. So I'm a little disgusted, to be honest with you. Again, I don't want to sit here and watch this for another 20 minutes if this is how the Oilers are going to play. Nor do any of you, nor should any of you. Why waste your time watching the Oilers do this? Again, this is exactly what I was talking about 2 nights ago, where the Oilers just show up to play a hockey game and proceed not to bother with doing anything hockey related for 2 full periods. Like, just absolutely embarrassing that they have decided to show up again like this and do it this way, because it's just I just don't get how you come in, you're talking a big tough game, and you continually don't show up in the first 3 out of 4 games. I mean, yeah, the Oilers can turn it up in the third period and everything, whatever you want to say, but I'm sorry, it's a little bit again, at what point does it get embarrassing to say that you have all the pieces? I mean, when you have a Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl on the same team, that's enough to win you 90% of what you need. And the other 10% is just coming down to effort. You don't need the world's best defense. You don't need the world's best goaltender to do it. You literally just need to try your hardest, and that's what the Oilers fail to do most nights. And it's not just against the Knights in the playoffs. The Kings, same series, back-to-back years, Oilers failed to put their all into it. Right, the Avalanche series, they put their all into it, but the injuries were too much to overcome. This season, it's just there's no excuses for this. That's the thing that baffles me. And no, to say it's to say it's the coach, for the Oilers, it's absolutely not. I mean, Jay Woodcroft can only do so much if the players aren't going to show up night in, night out. And it's not Jay Woodcroft's job to baby 20 to 40-year-old men into showing up to the rink and doing their job. He's not there to babysit, he's there to coach. And if they're not going to give him what he wants, well, it's not his fault they are lackluster, talking a big tough game, and continually getting punched in the mouth because they're too lippy, right? Being 100%. And I'm not talking about getting punched in the mouth physically. It's talking about getting punched in the mouth metaphorically, because this has been an embarrassing start out of the Oilers so far. Yeah, the Nashville game feels good, but you're 2 periods into the next game, and it's like, cool, whatever. You guys showed up for 1 game, good for you. Now you're about to be 1-3 on the season. Like, are you kidding me? Come on. So, no, it's just, again, right? I mean, you see that Nashville game, it was good feeling, good going, but again, you follow it up with this. It's just like, what are you guys doing? Like, you got to figure it out at some point, that you can't just walk into a game, put no effort in, and expect big results, because Philadelphia has been getting in front of every shot. Philadelphia has been doing everything they can to earn their chances. And the Oilers, literally 2 out of 3 goals, and you could even argue that third goal against on the power play, have just given up, right? The puck comes down the ice and they're like, yeah, Jack might have it. He was pretty good last game. He can have this one too. No, like that's not how it works. You can't, like that's the problem. That's why we lost the first 2 games of the season. You can't just sit there and say, I don't feel like trying. Goalie's got me. No, the goalie's not going to have you. You know Jack and Stu aren't the top echelon of goaltenders. They honestly combined for a middle of the pack season last year. But guess what? If the Oilers put a little defensive effort in, or a little bit of effort at all into their game, right? Connor McDavid doesn't make passes 2 feet away from him onto the opposition stick. You probably don't give up as many goals, right? You try a little, you get some results, and that's the embarrassing part here for the Oilers. Is you find yourself down 3-1 after 2 periods of play because you just haven't played any hockey tonight. You literally haven't. You scored a power play goal, yeah, because Connor McDavid's Connor McDavid, and when he decides to show up, he does good things. But, wow, I don't know. And, it's, again, Jim, it's you can talk about slow starts, but here's the thing. The Oilers had slow starts last year, and then ratcheted it up throughout the game. We've watched 3 games this season where the Oilers have never cranked up the intensity all game. That's the problem. That's why I'm upset. I mean, you know what? If this was the same old script as last year, this second period would have been worth watching. Right? We get excited about one goal and then immediately cough up another one. And I mean, look very disinterested in going out there and winning this game. It's the same old thing, like about just effort. Go out there and try. Go out there and look like you're interested in winning a hockey game. Yeah, the Oilers started slow last year, but they'd get that first power play and then all of a sudden come alive. Yeah, they might give up another goal and now it's all of a sudden 2-1 and then it's 3-2 and then back and forth. But this has not been back and forth hockey. This is just the Oilers have been chasing the entire time while also looking like they really don't care about chasing. That's the hard part. Is like, right? Good, right place, right time. But honestly, here you go. Jim, I don't know if you're in the building. Sorry, I'm picking on Jim here. When it comes to game 2 against Vancouver, it was a better effort. I sat 11 rows off the glass where the Oilers attacked twice. I will tell you, Vancouver did the exact same thing that Philadelphia is doing to the Oilers tonight. Blocking shots down low and making the Oilers earn their chances, and the Oilers didn't feel like they tried hard enough, in my opinion, to earn their chances. In Game 2, still felt like we lost 8-1. Honestly, that was the most dead, unenthusiastic home opener I've been to in the past few years, and that was like, wow, that was a good, not a waste, like it was a good time, but still, it was like they could have tried much harder and done much better, but they just didn't. So, yeah, it's tough. It is what it is at the end of the day. But, see what happens. We still have a period to play in this one, and that's the benefit of the Oilers, is you just never know when they're going to crank it up. So, I was going to tune out because the Oilers really weren't giving me any reason, but we'll see what we can do here in a matter of moments. Friends, I'm going to All right, my apologies, friends. Ran upstairs, had some things to do, but we're good to go. It's probably been chaos in the chat, to be honest with you, but we got Bob Stauffer and Gene Principe on the show right now, obviously doing their thing on the broadcast, as we have just crossed over 1,000 views on the stream. So let me give you a watch time update, as that looks like we are off and really underway tonight for what has been a pretty good stream so far. 80-hour stream, good to go. It is where we are at. It's where we're at. Now, big thing here is I need the Oilers to just come out and score another goal. One more goal this game, I would take that. That's all it comes down to at the end of the day. Is I just need the Oilers to do something here. Warren Foegele specifically, to save my night in fantasy hockey. Because it'd be interesting to see what ends up going on here without the Oilers popping off. Yeah, I've got one assist on the night, a -1, 9 shots on goal, and 11 face-off wins and 4 hits. That's not going to do me much. Austin Matthews, a -1 through almost an entire game against Florida. Nazem Kadri, 1 assist. He's been the most productive. Max Domi doing nothing. Lawson Krause doing nothing. Warren Foegele doing 1 shot on goal. Neil Pionk, nothing. And I guess Jake Ottinger gets the start against Anaheim, and Freddie Anderson gets the start against Seattle. So that might save me in the goaltending department, but that's about as far as we go, because I am now only leading 8-5, and I got to find a way to maybe get a shutout tonight and find another goal column, because I'm losing in points as well. So here's what it is. So we'll see what happens here, but Rio, welcome in, as we are going to get things going here in a matter of moments. I'm sure Gene Principe, Bob Stauffer just wrapping up here, and then see what happens. So 50-50, of course, we get our reminder on that front there, and see what ends up coming of it for the Oilers here. So I actually want to just take a look. I've kind of seen some chats here tonight that make me wonder what's going on around the NHL in terms of points. And in terms of points, Alex DeBrincat is leading the NHL entering tonight's action at 8 points. Draisaitl's at 7. Malkin with 7. He's been huge for my fantasy team. So has Austin Matthews. And then you got William Nylander, Vladimir Tarasenko, Tim Stützle, Jack Hughes, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, as well as inside the top 10 of scoring. 6 points for him. You've got, obviously, Matthews leading the way with 6 goals. Draisaitl in there with 4 in the top 3. Matt Zuccarello with 5 assists, tied with quite a few pretty good passers, if I must say anything. Is there anything else we need to add here? I don't think there is. There's a couple players already +6 this season. Seth Jones is one of them, by the way. Sneaky. And is there anything else? Dylan Sandberg with 23 penalties. Arbor Jakai with 21. Jason Dickinson with 21. And Josh Anderson with 20. Aiden Hill leading the way with goaltender wins. And Jordan Binnington, so far so good, with a .92 goals against average and a .969 save percentage on his season. So interesting to note those numbers, and maybe we should now go back and check out those Oilers Flyers numbers here through 2 periods play. 19-16 the shots on net for the Oilers, but again, right, same thing as that game 2 against Vancouver. The Oilers heavily outshot Vancouver. Felt like they did nothing at all about it. 11-10 the hits. So for a torch sled team like some of you have chatted about tonight, not like the Flyers are really throwing the body much. 27-21 the face-offs for the Flyers, and both teams so far 0 for 2 on the power play. The Flyers starting the period with a, chance to get a power play goal here for their 3rd chance on the opportunity tonight. 4-3 the giveaways for the Flyers, 6-2 the takeaways for the Flyers. That's been your biggest difference tonight. And how about this stat? I mean, credit to the Flyers. The Oilers have looked bad, but the Oilers have had some good looks on net. Just 15-5 the blocked shots for the Flyers this evening. So that's where we're at. And yeah, that's what we'll see what happens. And Davidson, welcome in. Welcome in again. Glad to see you. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the Oilers can do here in this one. I think what I'm saying to your point there, Alan, what I would tell you is what happens, I guess, this period. You have an Adam Ernie go out there and spark something, right? First shift Ernie he goes out and drops the gloves. I think he kind of did that against Nashville to some degree. I think Vinny Desharnais too is your candidate that would do that. Again, you got two guys in your lineup that'll throw knuckles, no problem. But be aware, if the Oilers are going to really spark a big comeback, Nugent Hopkins, Brett Kulak, those are the two guys you're watching to try and fight a little bit and get something going, stirring for their team, because Nuge loves dropping the knuckles when it matters most, and I think Brett Kulak's a guy who really doesn't mind, now that he's accepted his role as a third pairing defenseman on this team, being an energy guy. So obviously we're just watching some highlights here before the third period gets underway this evening, and then see what the Oilers are capable of doing down the stretch in this one. Matthias Janmark, a couple of good looks, but again, the Oilers quickly get cleared away from the front of the net every chance they get for a rebound. So that's been a key here too tonight, that the Oilers and Flyers have a 3-1 game going so far. And tough part right now is the Oilers just need to find a way to score a goal here. To what I will say to McDavid's defense is he's taken a hard blow to the knee here tonight, so if he's a little slowed up this evening, I wouldn't be surprised. Kind of hurting on it a little bit this evening. So let's see what ends up coming from it here, and come for it. John Tortorella will sit on the bench here and watch his team go to the power play. As see what happens. See what happens. All right, this one to the far side boards. Shot fired down by the Oilers right off the bat. I don't know what happened to my audio. I don't know. Wow, they really quieted the audio on the stream. 19:47 to go here. The Flyers have a $136. They just pretty much skate right down into the Oilers goal line, and thankfully Cody Ceci cuts it off. Matthias Ekholm will play it up off the boards and down the length of the ice. They get a clear. $1:24 to go here in the power play. 19:33 remains in the third period. The Oilers, I will tell you, a lot of our opinions will flip if we get a shorthanded goal here right away. That much I can guarantee with you, as Nugent Hopkins will bat this one off the boards around to the near side and back out of the zone, as this one comes all the way down to Carter Hart, who will play this one off. Of course, Jack Campbell, not at fault at all for the 3-1 deficit here. Yeah, you blame him if you want on that third goal, but again, I mean, that's one out of 3 goals on 3 goals the Oilers have given up on, as this one across the blue line. Now the Flyers will spin off the check and come back to the point. This is going to be Cam York playing it down low, far side. The Flyers can't handle the pass, but they keep it in the zone here. And this one comes back around to the near side boards as the Flyers backhand it back down low to the near side corner, back to the high point, and York able to just barely keep that onside. And here's Vinny Desharnais battling it up to the high point and out of the zone over top of the stick of Cam York and down the length of the ice to Carter Hart. York will, of course, load up and get going here with 18:26 to go and 15 seconds to go in the power play time. This one to the far side as this one's battled down low, and down low this one comes as Cody Ceci comes up the boards and out of the zone, and this one's going to go back down into the middle of the ice. That one looked dangerous there, but thankfully Cam Atkinson couldn't bust through, and Cody Ceci doing a good job swinging sticks with him, doing that. 17:59 to go here in this third period, and this one's going to come back high. Sean Walker's little pass over, blocked in front, takes Dylan Holloway down to both knees, and again, he's had some tough blocked shots so far this one, as this one Dylan Holloway's laying out on the bench there, trying to just make sure the foot has feeling. And Connor McDavid overhandles the puck, turns it over again, This one back over the Oilers line, dipsy doodle through the Oilers defense, and the Oilers just cannot seem to make a clean, crisp pass here at all. And 17:20 to go here in this third period. This one's going to go far side. The shot fired. Jack Campbell the save. And we will sprawl on that puck right there. So that's where we're at right now. A stoppage in play. As Dylan Holloway, so he got his helmet bopped off and then ended up getting a block shot on his way to the bench. Right in the feet, not really in position to make that one. Yeah, that was tough as he was down to his legs and trying to get off the ice at the same time. 17:14 to go here in this third period. Face-off won by Nugent Hopkins. The Oilers could really use another 5-on-5 goal here just to generate the spark across the blue line. Nugent Hopkins fires the shot. Quick, easy glove save for Carter Hart. And makes the save right there. 17:04 to go in this third period. 19-17 the shots here in this third period so far. 3-1. Again, I'd like the Oilers to show something here. Some fight, anything. That'd be nice to do. And 93, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins able to do that in the face-off dot. Canucks-Panthers, Saturday at 5 p.m. It looks like puck drop there over in Florida. And this one is going to go back behind the net, back to the shot fired off of Jack Campbell from the point. 16:46 to go, and here's how about Warren Foegele leading across the blue line. Chasing it down is Evander Kane. Kane's going to work down low. Can't seem to do the job. Foegele will try and get this rolling here as Kane's going to pester from the side, but not really achieve much at all. Cam York across the red line. He'll fire it in. And that will be Evan Bouchard picking up that puck, quite honestly with you, who's also not had the most stellar game. Kind of not really loading up the one-timer too much at all this game so far. So it'll be interesting to see if the Oilers find him some looks if they get another power play. Desharnais over to Kulak. The shot fired, and that is the save, Carter Hart. And again, still the Oilers playing from the outside, really not pressuring things or doing much at all. So see what happens. This one just a tough tip there, and Jack Campbell handled it nicely. Good to see, because yeah, that could have been a big problem had that made its way through the net. And this one again swallowed up by Carter Hart, the other opportunity. So see what happens. This one 16:06 to go in this period. This one's going to come down low for the Flyers. They're going to flick it up off the glass. 15:50 to go here in this third period, and this one played ahead across the line and across. Here's the Oilers shot scores. Flyers score. The Oilers were trying to defend, but I don't even think they honestly thought that was a good idea, so they just kind of bailed. Wow. All right. You know what? Yeah, no, I'm not really going to have much good to say. You heard it in the intermission. Honestly, if the Oilers are going to turn in this kind of effort all game, there's really no point in watching. And I would much rather go eat something. I haven't eaten since 11 o'clock, and all I got for lunch at 11 o'clock was 2 chicken tenders. So, yeah, I'm gonna go use my time somewhere else, honestly, to put it with you. And it's not that the Oilers suck. They legit just don't want to try this year. They legit just don't want to show up. And that's a whole nother problem. You can suck. You can be a bad team and still have good games. The Oilers are a good team that just don't want to show up and do their job. And honestly, I'm not going to sit here and waste your guys' time, and I'm not going to sit here and waste my time, and I'm not going to allow the anger to overtake us all and give it a platform. So, adios amigos. Have a good night. Hopefully the Oilers come back here. I'm just going to watch this. I'm just going to watch this, see what happens. But end of the day, there is really nothing much to be gained from watching the Oilers in this situation to start the season. So have a good one. I'm going to tune in. We'll